Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome in. Let's try and make sure. Yep. Okay. Hopefully that got rid of the double. Hello, welcome in. Hi, Nick. Hi, Jane. Hi, Margin. How is everybody doing? I hope you guys have all had a great holiday. For those of you who do not celebrate this holiday, I hope it's been a great day either way. Just need to do a quick sound check. For anyone who is in here, how's the sound? Nick, Rex has. Sorry to hear it's been a hard day at work for you, but it sounds like it's been okay. I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking. And I think we're actually live on both TikTok and YouTube for once. Hopefully my multi-guest feature is also working. Can't wait to see. It says I can't actually invite people, so that's a good sign. And yes, we are also live on YouTube as well. Heck yeah. I am looking for opposition, should you be out there, and also if we can get those likes going up, that would help a lot. With that being said, I am looking for opposition, should you be out there. Oh, this looks clean too. Heck yeah. Who is who is you? Hey, how are you? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Today's actually been a pretty decent day. Like with the holiday and everything, like normally I don't like being around family, but hey, we somehow made it work this time, you know? How are you doing? Welcome in, everyone who's just barely getting here. Again, if we can keep that top left number going up, this will help push this out to the algorithm. Hopefully we'll get a couple ops in here tonight. It is a little bit later of a stream than what I normally do, but hey, I'm up for a couple debates tonight, so yeah. Oh no, why are you irritated? Why? I'm sorry. Welcome in, welcome in. Eliana, I do see you. I am looking for strictly ops for the moment, though. I am sorry. Ops, should you be out there, I would love to have a conversation with you, though. I would love to know, why are trans women not women? If you believe that sex and gender are the same thing, please feel free. Also, I do have a little bit of a AMA going on right now. For the AMA, please let me know from the comments. And then if you're curious on what that Uno reverse card is, don't know. Ops, you're gonna have to select it to figure that out. So yeah. Let's see. For those of you who did celebrate the holiday today, do you prefer ham or turkey, or if you're vegan, what is your favorite vegan alternative to the holiday we had today? Ooh, fried turkey. Okay. Pomegranate says ham, 100%. Heck yeah. Anyone who's vegan out there, I'm kind of curious what a good alternative would be, though. Like, huh. I actually haven't thought about that. Um, Quite a couple of my friends on here are vegans, so I do try and keep them in mind. Oh, alternative to like the holiday main courses. So like a lot of people I know had ham today. A lot of people had bacon. Sorry, ham. A lot of other people had turkey. So I'm kind of curious what the alternative to that would be. Let's see. We might have our first opposition up here. Let's see. Satan? I'm assuming that's okay. I'll be honest. I don't know what that is. Hi, guest. How are you?
Good.
Good to hear. Can I get your age and pronouns, please?
29 him.
Alrighty, awesome. Now I've got 4 prompts on my background. What would you like to discuss?
Trans women are not women.
Okay, so tell me, what is your strongest argument for why trans women are not women?
Because until they became trans women, they had testosterone, male levels of testosterone flowing through their body and creating their makeup and their anatomy.
Okay, so that's your strongest argument, that it is because they have male levels of testosterone. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so what happens when those levels are no longer there? Or let's say they went on puberty blockers and then HRT at the age appropriate levels, and they never actually dealt with male levels of testosterone.
So when would they have to transition for this to be true?
So typically Tanner stage 2 is when puberty blockers are okayed through the WPATH guidelines. And then the longest they can be on those is between 2 and 3 years. After the 2 and 3 year mark, they then would be eligible to start HRT, given that they are persistent, insistent, and consistent in their gender identity. And so from there, they would then start HRT, hormone replacement therapy, of which they for a transgender woman, that would include things such as estradiol, spironolactone, and sometimes even progesterone, of which that would keep their hormone levels in the female ranges. So would that mean that they're woman now under your standards?
Okay. Did you just say that they would start hormone blockers at age 2?
No, that is incorrect. I said
Then-
Tanner's stage 2. That is early teenage years.
Okay. And you said they wouldn't have male hormone levels before then?
Nope. It'd be pretty much the same as all the other kids their age.
So you'd say around like 14.
Give or take.
Okay. So do you realize that before they were 14, their body developed as a male?
Okay, so is that now your argument? Is it because simply they were assigned male at birth? Is that correct?
Well, from birth to age 14, they have a lot of advantages over a female from age 0 to 14.
Can you give me a study saying that children, prepubescent adolescents have a biological advantage over their opposite sex counterparts? Because all the other studies I've seen typically actually shows that boys and girls are on roughly about the same play level. Thus, hence why most elementary sports and sports that are going to be pre teenage years are typically going to be co-ed.
Okay. So a 14-year-old male and a 14-year-old female, they are not in the same high-level sports for a reason.
What do you mean by high level?
for example, we can say a sport like boxing, for example. The 14-year-old males are not competing against the 14-year-old females. They are separate for a reason. And that's proof. And for you to say that they are at roughly the same level is just not true.
Okay. I'm gonna need to do more research in regards to the boxing and all that, but again, from all the other research I've seen on hormone levels and all that, again, typically pre-puberty, again, boys and girls are going to be typically on the same levels. Again, thus hence why the overwhelming majority of sports are going to be co-ed. But with that being said, it doesn't really tell me why it is that trans women are not women. If you're gonna base it off of transgender woman being male, I'm going to need to know your definition of what is a male and what is a female. Of which, from there, we can probably start having a more nuanced conversation there.
Okay, and I want to know at what age transitioning are you still willing to defend your point? Because if a man transitioned to a trans woman after they're 18 years old, are you still willing to defend that point?
I'm not sure if that question made a whole lot of sense. You'd probably need to reword it, but I also asked you a question first. So let me re-clarify. So is your main point that trans women are assigned males, and thus hence because they are males, they cannot be women? Is that, am I steel manning you?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So what is a woman?
An adult human female.
Okay, and then what's a female?
One of the two genders, which is not male.
That literally didn't tell me anything.
A female is a gender that is capable of giving birth.
Okay, a gender that is capable of giving birth. Can all females give birth?
No.
Okay, so that would not be a necessary condition. So what's funny is I actually know your point of view probably better than what you do, so I can actually help you out with your argument. So, if you want to stick strictly biology, I can give you the strict biological definition if you would like that.
Okay.
Okay, so if I was in your shoes, I would simply say of or denoting the sex that produces a large and motile gamete. Know why?
Why?
That would literally encompass all females on the face of the earth without exceptions. Without exceptions. So that would mean that no matter what DSC condition they have, no matter what um atypical variant or anything like that they may have, we will still be able to classify them as being male or female because within biology and also mathematics, funny enough, there are no exceptions. So just like for instance, can you give me a triangle with four sides, or can you give me a human without human DNA?
Okay.
Right. So with that being said, let's make sure you understand the definition itself. Okay. So do you know what it means to be of the sex?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and tell me.
You belong to.
Yep. So in this definition, you would be directly producing the large and motile gamete, right? Which would be ova or the egg, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Do you know what or denotes to means?
No.
Okay, so that means that, so denote simply means a sign or indication of. So either you are of the sex, meaning that again you can produce a large immotile gamete, but if you cannot produce the large immotile gamete, you would then have to denote to the sex. So how someone would denote to something, or sorry, denote to the sex, and in this case we're talking about females, they would need to have five characteristics. One being their chromosomes, two, their anatomical gonadal sex, three, their having a estrogen dominated body. Four would be to have sanctuary female sex characteristics. And finally, five would be to have the external genitalia. For females, that would be vulva and the lower third of the vagina. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So how that works is when we're talking about sex determination, you would have to have the majority of the five existing characteristics, and whatever you have the majority of, think of it kind of as a winner's her takes all concept. So if you have, let's say, one of four, the one is going to be a male typical characteristic. So for instance, having a XY chromosome, but the other four, so that would be having internal ovaries, having female secondary sex characteristics, a estrogen dominated body, and the lower third of the vagina and the vulva, you would uncategorically be female, right?
Right.
Alrighty. So that's how that works. So that shows that even in the most atypical cases, we would still be able to classify someone as being male or female, and that's biology for you. I can actually provide you a biology textbook that literally goes through what we just talked about, and also the PMID that is directly associated with it. So this is direct biology, but what's funny is even under your own definition, you would have to concede that, well, yeah, it might exclude some transgender women. It would also exclude, sorry, it will also include some transgender women because, fun fact, some transgender women are in fact female.
So how does that work?
Yeah, so same way that we literally just talked about. So in the absence of it having gametes, we would be looking to what sex they denote to. So for instance, and before I go into a transgender woman, let me give you one other DSC condition to kind of drive the point home. So someone who has XY chromosomes, typically associated with males, they have they have internal testes, of which are typically later removed. They would have a estrogen dominated body, secondary female sex characteristics, and then they would have the lower third of the vagina with a vulva, of which that right there is going to be 2v3, 3 wins. So again, the 2 is the male characteristics, 3 is the female
Are you
characteristics.
saying they were intersex?
This person I'm talking about specifically, not a transgender person, but yes, this person would be a intersex person, DSC condition. This would be someone who has complete androgen insensitivity syndrome. So this is someone who literally has XY chromosomes. They have internal testes, both typically associated with males, but because their body cannot process testosterone, they are going to have a estrogen dominated body. They're going to develop female secondary sexual characteristics, and they're also going to have the lower third of the vagina. Now, let's use those same exact criteria, okay? So XY chromosomes, typically associated with males. No gonads because they've been removed. And then they are going to have a estrogen dominated body, secondary female sex characteristics, and then they're going to have the lower third of the vagina and a vulva with the labia majora, labia minora, everything that comes with having a vulva and a vagina. So that right there would classify this person as being female, of which the person I was just talking about would in fact be a transgender woman. Post-op.
Okay. We didn't really need to go on that tangent, though.
Yeah, well, point being is if we're going to say that a woman is a adult human female, the point of it doing that was to show that even under your worldview, that some transgender woman would in fact be woman, adult human females.
Which would be 0.01% of the population.
Which is fine. Again, I did keep in mind that, yeah, sure, it might be excluding some transgender woman, but it would also be inclusive of transgender women. So I would be looking for you to at least concede that some transgender woman would in fact be female. And then from there I can give you my worldview and my definition, and I can let you have a little bit of fun at that if you'd like.
Yeah, 0.01%. It doesn't. I wouldn't count that.
Okay.
And I also wouldn't say that that means some trans. I wouldn't say some trans woman. I wouldn't use the word some.
Okay, what do you mean by you would not count that?
If your argument is that 0.01% of trans women are women, that doesn't count.
Why does that not count?
It's not good enough. It's not a significant amount.
Tell me why it's not good enough. You're not telling me why it's not. You're begging the question. It's not a sufficient amount. So that right there would be a ad populus fallacy, saying that the majority right there is going to be who dictates what is right and what is wrong. And again, when we're talking about biology, there are no exceptions. Again, we already went through the triangle with four sides and the human without DNA. Human DNA, of which again, we would not be saying that those exist because we can't. Because again, there's going to be necessary conditions and very strict categories. And so again, when it comes to sex, some determination, I'm sorry, facts are on our side. Facts back that even some transgender women would in fact be adult human females, thus hence being woman.
Okay, because I actually had a way better argument than you until you went on a tangent.
Let's hear your argument.
So if it was true, which it is, that 14-year-old boys don't box with the 14-year-old girls, does that mean I win the debate? Because that proves that they're physically superior and they can really unfairly harm the female 14-year-old boxers.
Okay. So, I now take this with a grain of salt. This is Google, but I will be more than happy to go and find a PMID source. But it does say, yes, 14-year-old boys and girls can box together in mixed gender competitions and training sessions, but it depends on the rules and the specific boxing organizations or gyms. So with that being said, that actually kind of breaks your own rule, showing that some 14-year-old boys and 14-year-old girls do box together. Now, also, let's see when Tanner Sage 2 typically takes place again.
Not at the higher levels, though.
Okay, so Tanner Sage 2 will typically take place in, let's see. Okay, so around 13 is when Tanner Sage 2 will typically take place. This is coming from the Cleveland Clinic, a reputable medical organization. Let's see. I also have something from the NIH here. Let's see.
Well, we can go up in age too.
Say that again?
We can go up in age too because some trans women do it later.
If we're going to talk about going up in age, again, I already specified that typically when we're talking about boys and girls, well, again, trans kids starting puberty blockers, they're going to start it at Tanner stage 2 of puberty, of which, again, if that is going to happen before 14 years old, of which was your original mark, so if you want to move the goalposts, so be it, but it doesn't take away the fact that those main differences don't start until after Tanner stage 2, of which, again, if we're talking about a transgender adolescent who has started puberty blockers before who started puberty blockers at Tanner stage 2, they would still be on the same exact playing grounds as other girls our age.
Okay, can I move the goalpost to 40 years old?
To 40?
Yeah.
I don't see how that's going to help your case if someone was who had started puberty blockers and all that before at Tanner stage 2. So
No.
even then, around 40 years old, they would still be thus hence the same.
There's a 40-year-old trans woman who didn't take puberty blockers and just transitioned. Are they a woman?
So you're saying it's based off of strength. Is that what I'm getting?
Yes.
Okay, so if a cisgender woman was to be stronger than a transgender woman, would that now make the transgender woman a woman and the cisgender woman now a man?
No, because on average they're not.
Well, on average, but again, I'm asking for a necessary condition because, again, we're going to be talking about strict categories, and that would now be holding a double standard, of which that is also a logical fallacy on your side. You see why we don't do things based off of strength. In fact, my sister is a heck of a lot stronger than what even I am. She can kick my ass any day. And so, even under your standards, I would be a woman. So again, unless if you're going to again hold double standards and all that, or her make some kind of a play to humanity, that's not going to work out for you. Your argument honestly stinks. In fact, it would have been better for you to stick with a pure biological argument, of which we literally just walked down an entire line of logic there, of which we already know how that ends up for you. So again, you've completely failed here.
Okay, well, I've made my points, and I think they were better than yours. I just think you're a better debater than me.
Well, I appreciate the compliment that I'm a better debater, but I care about facts and science, medicine, and human lives. So, hey, I'll take that as a concession. You have a good day, okay?
Okay.
Alrighty. W concession, I guess? Alrighty. Whoever is on top. Hi, is it Jug? Jug? Hello? Anyone there? Testing, 1, 2, 3, Jug, you there? You with us? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're moving on. Alrighty, so let's get our next guest on the panel. Hi, Adam.
Hey, how's it
How are
going?
you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. You have a
I'm
good
here
holiday?
I am. How was your Thanksgiving?
Pretty good.
That's good to hear.
Went
It's good to hear.
and had dinner with my family and actually went better than I thought it would. So hey, that's good. Can I get your age and pronouns real quick?
They are he, him. Can I get
Okay.
yours?
Yeah, she, her. And
Okay, that's good to
your age?
I am 19.
19. Okay, awesome. Now, are you up here to debate any of the topics?
I'm here to debate that you are a faggot nigga. And I'm
Oh.
going to fuck you in your butt. You are a faggot nigga.
Okay. Wow. Crash out. Hi, Kit. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. Yourself?
Doing good. I think we've talked before. You're friendly, aren't you?
Yes. A complete and utter
That's right.
friendly, and that person who was just on the panel didn't only crash out, but he said some words that could get your life banned. So, suggestion: do not bring him back up on this live. Thank
Yep.
you,
He
because
will not be coming back
mm,
up.
yeah, like dude's already like saying the F slur, which we're allowed to say, by the way. Don't let it take it away from what he said.
Oh yeah.
But we're allowed to say that because we're part of the queer community. We could say faggot. We could
Oh,
say that, right?
yep.
However,
I'd rather not
that's not in my
play
line
with
of
fate though.
speech. Like
Yep.
that's not in my line of speech, and I feel yucky using that F slur. I am
Yep.
way more comfortable saying queer for me generally because I use he they pronouns. I am just a queer ass little trans boy who is just trying to live his best life. And I also took my tea shot tonight, so I'm a little hyper boy. And I also had caffeine. A lot of
Hey,
it.
that's great. Love that. I hope your
But
day's been pretty good.
yeah, one of my friends, Logan, came over. He's a trans guy too. Um Not to put him out, not to like, he's okay with some of this coming out, but like, my grandma, she messes up on my pronouns so much, and it's just like, how
Uh,
bad, like, like, I am full beard, full fucking facial hair, voice deeper than it's ever been, voice deep, like before I started testosterone, my voice was up like this. It was super high, super good. And now I could drop it down to here. And I love the fact
mm.
that my voice is still androgynous enough to be either feminine enough. Like I could say I'm a femboy. I love me a little boy who I love me a little trans boy who's in like a crop top who just owns it, right? I get
Love
like
that.
hands. Mm,
Um,
right.
real quick.
But yeah, you're muted. I think I can't hear you. I can read your lips a little bit, but I can't read you. I can't hear you.
Sorry, weird thing my mic likes to do sometimes. You're probably getting double of me, of
Yeah.
which that should be off right here, right now. Okay. Alrighty, so real quick for the 9, 10 people who are in here, thank you so much for being here. I hope you all are having a fantastic day. Let's make sure to keep that top left number going up. Also, if you haven't done your daily heart me's yet, please remember to do so. For those of you who do not know who I am Alyssa, Unbothered. I am a trans rights advocate and a person who cares very, very deeply about the 2S LGBTQI plus community. With that being said, I take on a lot of gender criticals. I focus on good faith debates and conversations and changing minds. So if that's something you're in for, please remember to hit that follow button, stay up to date with all of my current lives. With that being said, opposition, gender criticals, trans exclusionary radical feminists, MAGA. I
Yeah.
see you on the other side of the screen. You aren't hiding. So how about you stop being a keyboard warrior, get your turkey filled belly over here and actually stand up for what you believe in. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps, as they'd say, and actually fight for your values. Like,
Right.
come up here and
Because
have a conversation.
yeah, and also side note to that, if you are down there, if you're in the comments, me and Alyssa could both read. We have been through school. Shocker. Right. Also, here's the thing. I totally agree with everything here. Like, trans women are women. Like, here's the thing. It doesn't matter where they are in their transition. It doesn't matter if they are not wanting to fully transition. It's their body. Anybody's body can be whatever they choose to be, right? And like, that's bodily autonomy right there. However, that doesn't give you the right to be like, oh yeah, your sex is defined by your gonads and shit like that. Nope. Sex is defined by your chromosomes. You're correct. But there are people who
Right.
are intersex. People who are intersex. And people are bringing up chromosomes in the chat. XY chromosomes. You can be a female and have XY chromosomes.
Yep. True story. And that's why
And
we
that's
don't
called.
define people by their chromosomes.
And I have Turner syndrome. Do you know what Turner syndrome is, Alyssa?
Yeah, I actually do. That
So
is remind me, is that nope, XY is Swire, Turner is 45X, right?
45X. Yep, 45X, which means
Boom.
45X or 45X X with another chromosome, with another partial chromosome, right? So, like, I possibly have that other partial secondary chromosome, right? So, with that being said, hi Blue, I could be intersex. The reason why my mom didn't karyotype that chromosome, right, was because it was ineffective to how my mom and dad are going to treat me. They're going to treat me like their kid. No matter if I'm cis, no matter if I'm trans, no matter if I'm just me. I've always grown up androgynous. I've always been, you know, those types of tomboys who wear like tops, who wear like super feminine tops and super mask bottoms sometimes. That was me. Like my outer perception of gender was androgyny, still is. However, when I was 14, 15, I was like, yo, feminine clothing like started to give me a little bit of the ick, because that's when I started going through female quote unquote puberty, because I was put on estrogen. Estrogen is the same thing that trans women take for their gender affirmation type scenarios, whereas testosterone is used for trans masks to get their same needs met for gender affirming things, right? So, I take testosterone. I took estrogen for since I was 12 up until I was 14. However, I wasn't very consistent with my estrogen. Reason being is because when I started noticing chest growth, that's when I started to get the ilk around feminine leaning clothing. Right? And I still like whenever I wear a crop top, I will not look down at my chest whenever I get the chance to. I won't. That just freaks me out. That's why I'm gonna get top surgery. However, top surgery is not meant for every trans man or every trans mask. People can get that type of surgery to affirm their gender even further.
Sorry about that.
Right?
Yeah.
So, with trans femme people or people who are trans women will often do the opposite. Like if they were born AMAB, which is assigned male at birth, they will develop. They will be like that. Like they'll probably by the time like your hippocampus, you know that little area, that's also in charge of neurologically where you feel your gender. That gender aspect starts developing in that hippocampus. So neurologically, you're a blank slate up until you're about 8 or 9, when your hippocampus fully starts developing. But other than that, when you start developing as like you go through puberty, your body does not align with what you perceive yourself as. That's why many trans people, quote unquote, do extreme shit so they can feel good in their bodies, when it's all just affirming what we believe in our bodies is true. Am I wrong?
I think there's a lot of truth to what you just said. I think one thing we do need to be careful on is just making sure we're not making any conclusive statements, because the science is still currently ongoing. What I have been able to find whenever we're talking about the neuroanatomy of transgender people is that we do have a neurobiological basis to what might be who it is that we are. And that being that we know that we have a unique brain phenotype compared to that of cisgender men and cisgender women. And then within that phenotype, there's going to be different structures that are going to be more in alignment with our experience gender when comparing them to cisgender controls. So, such as, yes, areas of the hippocampus, including the BNST, the BSTC, the INH3, different parts there is going to be more in alignment. Also, different parts of the amygdala. There's parts of the postal, frontal, and middle gyri or gyrus. And so, yeah, there's definitely a basis in biology for us. I would just be careful in saying anything conclusive, because if you were put into a debate regarding that and you were to be fact checked on that, that could end up being very hard. And so that right there is what
Noted.
I would be very careful in saying.
So, like, I'm with gender affirming care, they're like, one thing that is really hitting me in my feels a little bit is the fact that many trans youth are not getting the gender care that they need. So, when we're talking in Ohio, mainly where I'm from, there's no gender affirming clinics except for Kaleidoscope Youth Center. Nationwide Children's Hospitals, they shut down their gender affirming care clinics all across Ohio. Like, even in their, like, close to home things, they are not testing for T, they're not testing for gender affirming care markers. They are just testing for blood. Like their blood labs, they're not testing for testosterone levels anymore. They're not doing things for gender affirming things for trans
Hi,
youth.
Stacey.
And it's difficult.
Yeah, I see you in the comments. If you would like to have a conversation, please feel free to come up. I would say that when it comes to the medical system, they're going to be taking everything into consideration, including your sex, your gender identity, your height, your weight, what medications you're on, all of these different aspects. It's not going to be solely based off of your sex. And then there's also going to be other treatments that are going to be typically universal. And so it really, really depends. But again, you would.
Yeah, gender affirming care clinics for trans youth is taken away. So there's going to be more deaths in the community
Okay, great.
at large because of that, you know?
Yeah. Yep. Kit, anything else you wanted to share? Put your story out there, anything like that?
Yeah, just one more quick story because I'm super pissed about this actually. When I was in care for anything but gender, when I was in their care, like not being treated as a trans patient until I came out as trans, they treated me okay. However, when I was in their trans clinic, they treated me amazingly, and they put me through rigorous therapy, rigorous stuff, right? So they can see where I, what gender, like if I'm actually ready for the next quote unquote step of needing that extra boost of gender affirmation, right? Which I did. And I'm like, yes. But a lot of that will not be accessible anymore. And that's what pisses me off. Because Nationwide Children's Hospital is a hospital I grew up in, you know? And it sucks.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's all I gotta say. I hope you have a good night.
Yeah, I hope you have a good night as well. Please feel free to stick around. I love seeing you around. Thank you for coming up. And
Yeah,
hopefully we
I'm
can get
gonna
some
head
more
off for
opposition in here.
Get your booties up here, ops.
Yes.
I'm gonna grr at every one of your ops. I'm gonna stay mute, and then I'm gonna grr at your ops. I'll be like grr.
Love
but,
it.
I'm gonna. It's okay if I go in the comments for now, just to be the bigger boy in the chat for now.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming up, and you have a great day, okay?
Yeah, you too.
Alrighty, see you.
Take it easy. Don't drink too many energy drinks like I did tonight.
Well, good thing I don't drink energy drinks. You take care, okay?
Yeah, you too. Have a nice night.
Okay, you too. WKit in the chat, please. And then also, let's get some hashtags going. Hashtag FYP, hashtag Trump, hashtag GC, hashtag Matt Walsh, hashtag what is a woman, hashtag facts do not care about feelings, hashtag debate. Anything we need to do to try and get opposition up here. Opposition. Hey, I see you. I want to know, why are trans women not women? Like, I feel like any logic we go down, it's always going to come to some kind of a conclusion that trans women are in fact women. And even under the strictest worldviews from what I've seen so far, is that either you will do one of two things. You will either give a definition that literally does exclude all transgender women, but also you're going to be excluding some cisgender women. Or it's going to include all cisgender women, yet also include some transgender women. So I kind of find that kind of ironic. So if you actually think that you can come up here and have a factual conversation, I want you to do so. I want you to come up here to stand up for what you believe in and actually have a conversation. Like, hey, supposedly I'm supposed to be the mentally deranged one. Like, heck, I'm a transgender woman. Like, you guys think that I'm a man that just wears dresses and thinks that I'm a woman when, hey, hate to break it to you, that's not how that works. So, hey, get up here, and again, you're going up against a transgender woman. It shouldn't be that hard, right? Especially if we keep facts over feelings, right? So, yeah. You says, I'm not hating, I just don't have the same worldview. I can't, my partner is sleeping. Hey, I can understand, like, not having the same worldview. But I think where I draw a line is when it comes to human lives being at stake. People losing access to healthcare, when people are being actively harmed. And that right there, I think, is what is ultimately the real harm. And so, yeah, you can get having a different worldview, but when your worldview does not align with reality and when it's actually hurting people, I think that would be some kind of a cause to probably rethink it a little bit. And hopefully you'll stick around. Hopefully we'll get some more opposition in here soon. And hopefully some things will change. Is subjective. I say that most things in the world are going to be subjective in some way, shape, or manner, but the consequences are going to be objective. The consequences are going to be actually harming real people. So that right there, I'd say that's a little bit more than just being subjective, especially when it comes to healthcare and human rights. If you don't see it that way, again, I think that speaks a little bit more about you. Again, I don't know you enough personally, but I'd say that your worldview is kind of flawed and it can actually absolutely hurt people. So, yeah. With that being said, I am looking for opposition. Opposition, please feel free to request up. Like, hey, transgender woman here. TRA, a little bit cuckoo in the head, according to you guys. So, it shouldn't be that hard to win me in a debate, right? Like, come prove me wrong. Please, I dare you. Opposition. I dare you to prove me wrong. Tell me, why is it that trans women are not women? I want to know. I want your strongest arguments that you can possibly provide to tell me why it is that we would not be a woman. I bet you can't do it. I bet that facts are on our side. I bet that whatever argument you come up with is going to be completely disproven. So if you actually think you can win, hey, have at it. Hey, Pomegranate, how are you? Let's see. We got the Dink Gamer in here. He says facts are on your side. And gotta remember that little tear on there. So, hey, how about instead of being a keyboard warrior, Dink Gamer, how about you get up here? Come on. Stand up for your beliefs. Come on. I see you, keyboard warrior. Everyone, please, at the Dink Gamer, please, at him saying hashtag keyboard warrior. Come on, get up here. Come on. It shouldn't be hard. You think that facts are not on our side? I would love for you to come and prove that, please. Come on, everyone is looking at you now. Everyone wants you to come up. Like, please. Come make a fool out of me. I beg of you, please do. Please, come make a fool out of me. Let's see, he says, I don't associate with groomers. What's funny is I don't think he actually understands what groomers are. Funny enough, I actually, before I became a TRA, before I actually woke up, I actually was part of a organization called TAG. I was actually a board member, stood for Trans Against Groomers. And what's funny is that transgender individuals are actually not groomers. The only people who are actual groomers are the conservative right, who is constantly saying, "Oh, you will never be a man. You will never be a woman. You will only ever be this. God made you this way." And look, they literally start indoctrinating and grooming their kids from a young freaking age. I grew up in a religious household. I was conditioned to grow up to be a straight, white, heterosexual, cis male. But it didn't really work out because, hey, science, biological reality, you can't override a biological innate trait. I think it's kind of funny that Dink down here, or I don't know if I should be using that word. What does that even mean? Okay, partner in a well-off working couple with no children. Okay. So, anyways, so Dink, you're still being a keyboard warrior, so come on. Dink says, you mean reality. I'm living in it. You're not. Come prove me wrong. Come on, keyboard warrior. We see you. We see you. And know what? If you can't get up here, here's what I'm going to do. You are now going to be put on mute because I don't take well with keyboard warriors. I like it when people can actually use their voices and come up here. If you can actually prove me wrong, I want you to do that right here, right now. Again, if it's all really common sense, as you say, as if it is all really facts, it shouldn't be that hard to come up and make a fool out of me. Welcome in, everybody who is getting here. So happy to be seeing you all. Hello. Let's try and keep that top left number going up. We are currently, oh, thank you for the heart me. We are currently at 2.3k. Let's try and get that up to, let's say, let's try and triple that. So let's go for about 6k. Let's put that at our first mark. So come on. Nick says keyboard warriors, and you're using a keyboard. Laughing face. Okay, I'm not using a keyboard actually. Well, I guess I'm on a computer, so sure, maybe. But I'm actually using my voice. If you realize, I'm actually talking with you all. So, swing and a miss. Oh, we had someone in the request box. Some want to invite them up, but they disappeared. I am looking for opposition right now. You do need to be 18 or older to join. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, please be sure to leave a heart me or leave a follow, anything like that, so you can stay up to date. I am looking for people who are genuinely wanting a good conversation right now. Someone who can actually debate. Let's see. You said something. Okay, I can respect that. Alrighty. Opposition, please feel free to get up here. Come on, Nick. If you're still in here, let's have a conversation. Let's see if I can invite Nick up, if he hasn't already ran. It's so funny, like, no opposition's wanting to come up right now. It's kind of crazy. Oh, I think that's him. Nope, that is a different Nick. Dang it. Man, private account too. Like, how scared do these people have to be? Like, can't even come up and have a conversation. Kind of crazy. Hello, everyone who is just barely getting here. Hope you're all doing well. Hope your holiday has been well. Hope your bellies are all full and you're all fed. So, yeah. Oh, Nick, you're all good. I'm talking about Nick Nunnan. So, I I think if he is still here, again, he's not pulling up in the live box. I can't actually see if he's here or not. Again, private account, so can't really do a whole lot with that. But yeah. Also, if you have any transphobic aunts or relatives or uncles, like, share this out to them. In fact, we have currently 10 shares. Please feel free to share this out because, again, we need to boost the algorithm. If we don't get opposition here within the next minute or two, I might hit a quick reset. So give me 1 sec. And then also, hi, YouTube. Hi. I promise I'm not ignoring you. YouTube, we are over here on TikTok right now. Just hop over on TikTok, type in Alyssa Unbothered, and you can actually be up here having a debate with me right here, right now, having a full-on conversation. And like, hey, maybe you will prove me wrong. Like, heck, imagine making a complete fool out of this transgender person on TikTok. Like, that could be you. So how about you get over here on TikTok and actually come up and debate me? I'm gonna start a 5-minute timer, and if we cannot get someone up here within the next 5 minutes, I might hit a quick reset just to refresh the algorithm. So yeah, meanwhile, yep, Nick says might be worth it to do a reset. I honestly am kind of agreeing with that. Before I hit that reset right now, I do want to engage with you guys. So, let's see. Who's ready for the holiday season? If I'm gonna be honest, I've never been a huge holiday person, but hey. Oh, hey Blue, how are you? No, it's a little bit late. Let's see. What is everyone's favorite holiday? Eating leftover tacos? Ooh, yummy. Ooh, tacos for a holiday? That actually sounds kind of amazing. Let's see. We got Blue says Christmas cuz they get free stuff. Love that. Hello Addie. Hope everyone's doing well. We currently have 3 minutes and 40 seconds on the timer for a opposition to get up here. Ops, if you get up here, you save the live. And also, you have the chance to make me look like a fool. So how about you come up here and do so? Also, it is roughly about 1 in the morning where I'm currently at. So I am getting actually a little bit tired. Oh, and not to mention, I also had a little bit of turkey today, so that's not going to help. So, yeah. Any holiday that allows me not to work and still get paid. Heck yeah. I can definitely agree with that. Has anyone seen the new Husband Hotel series? Do we have any Husband Hotel fans out there right now? Pomegranate says yes. Blue says, oh my gosh, I've seen some of it. Addie says I haven't, but I need to. Nick says they need to catch up. Maybe a mid-season one. Yeah, if you haven't finished watching Has Been Hotel, I would definitely recommend it. The first season, oh my gosh, like those songs get so stuck in your head. The second season I thought was really good. I'll be honest, I did like the songs in the first season a little bit better. But the second season still really, really good. In fact, one of the songs is still stuck in my head. So still extremely, extremely good. And what I do like about the second season is I feel like we get a little bit more of a storyline. We get to learn a little bit more about the characters and their past, which I absolutely love. For those of you who have not seen it, I'm not going to tell you who just so that I don't ruin anything, but definitely, definitely worth it. Um, I'm honestly kind of sad that it's that I've already finished watching it though, like especially needing to wait an entire year. Like, oh, I was really hoping we'd get a couple more episodes. Hey, maybe a little bit more Helva Basso. Fingers crossed. Yeah. Um Pomegranate said, I love the season. I think the writing got better. Yes, I do agree. The writing in the second season was absolutely phenomenal. Um, Watch party, lol. Yeah, that would actually be fun. Maybe over on my Discord server sometime. Oh, speaking of, for those of you who are not part of the Discord, oh, thank you for the heart me. For those of you who are not part of my Discord is Unbothered University, not a real university, mind you. But that is where you will have access to literally all the research that I've done, for everything from neuro anatomy, neurobiology, neuropsychology. We've got a lot more biology stuff going in there, including sexy termination. Oh, that scared me. Oh my gosh. That was the timer. Woo! We even have a little bit of stuff going in there in regards to anthropology and all that, but then also we have the campus section and all of the different clubs, including a adventure club, book club. Oh, we even have a cinema club in there. We could literally do a watch party in there. Like, heck. So if you want to be a part of that, please feel free to DM me and I will send you a link and we will get you in. With that being said, I am going to hit a very quick reset. Nick, yeah, I do have a link. Message me directly via TikTok and I will get that to you. It's kind of weird. The link it only stays active for a certain amount of time. So yeah. Oh, Ginger, hello, how are you? I'm so sorry. I'm literally about to hit a quick reset. I will be back in half a minute though. So please do not go anywhere. If you're not following me already, please be sure to leave a follow. And give me probably about 30 seconds or so, and we should be right back up on air. With that being said, see you all back here on TikTok in about 30 seconds. Okay. YouTube, hi. In case you are still here, we're getting ready to go live here again in just a second. Give me a minute. Alrighty, and we should be back live up on TikTok. Welcome back in, everyone who is just barely getting here. MBW Stacy, how are you? Hope you are doing well. We are literally just coming back from the reset. Let's be sure to get that top left number going up. I am doing 1v1s today, so let's keep that in mind. With the 1v1s, I am looking directly for opposition. So, opposition, I want to know, why are trans women not women? If you believe that sex and gender are the same thing, get up here, let's have a conversation. I am also doing a AMA for those who are a little bit new. I also do provide a place for members of the community to make their voices heard, as this is also a advocacy channel. And then also the Uno reverse card. What is the Uno reverse card? Guess we're gonna need to see if anyone is willing to click on add to choose that topic and find out. Yeah. Stacey, I'm doing good. My night's actually been pretty good. Went had dinner with my family. All of them are very religious, very conservative though, but actually did go surprisingly well, so that's always good. Hopefully some of them will start waking up. I think some of them are starting to question their politics a little bit, which is good. But still have ways to go. Either way, it was generally a pretty good night. Luna, hope you're doing well. I see you just barely joined. Thank you everyone who is in here. Let's also remember to share the live out, share it with your friends, family, transphobic aunts and uncles, maybe your grandparents. And let's try and change some minds tonight, shall we? Let's see. Why am I getting a text at 1 in the morning? Okay. I am looking for opposition. Opposition, please feel free to request up. I want to know, why are trans women not women? Why are trans men not men? I'm willing to bet you that your logic is flawed and we can prove you wrong. Let's see. Okay, Kalila says, why on earth would you actually admit it when someone proves you wrong? Just say, I want to argue. Here's the thing. I actually enjoy good faith conversations, discourse, stuff like that. I do enjoy taking people down a line of logic and being able to fight for human rights and for my community. So if you want to have a conversation, please feel free to come up. See, Vex is at work sharing the live out. Thank you so much for sharing the live out. And yeah. Alrighty. Sorry, had to message one of my employees. It sounds like there was a little bit of a miscommunication that happened, but Hopefully that's good. Okay, so Kalila says, okay, my point is, won't admit when someone proves you wrong. Okay. So here's the thing. I don't think anyone's actually been able to prove me wrong. I will occasionally concede and say I've got to go and do a little bit more research and all that. But why would I concede and say that my entire existence is wrong? Why would I say that I am invalid? Why would I say my community is invalid? So, hey, you know what? You caught me. Hey, but I am willing to have conversations. I am willing to hear the other side and point out their line of logic and the flaws in it. And as of right now, I've taken on some of the top debaters on this platform, including Nick, including Envy, Edna, Chrissy, John Doyle, complete anti-intellectual right there. Can't even have a conversation with him, but hey. So I'm no stranger to this field. I'm no stranger to the hatred that is out there. So, yeah. Yeah, sure, Nick. Sorry. Here, Kalila, how about instead of being a keyboard warrior, you actually come up and have a conversation? And of course, it's a private account. Everyone at Kalila, please. Hashtag keyboard warrior. I don't deal with keyboard warriors. Hope everyone else has been having a good night. Battle, so good to see you. Long time no see. We've got Stacy in here, Pomegranate, Vex, Echo. Is that the Echo I know? No, this is a different Echo. Okay. Either way, I'm so happy to have you all in here. Oh, love the little heart. Come on. Get up here. Let's have a conversation. Oh, Stacy, I still join panels most of the time. I actually prefer paneling just when it comes to panels. It's hit and misses, and sometimes I don't really get to have the debates in the format I like having them in. Because of course I'm gonna follow the decorum of the panel. So again, I'll still definitely be paneling, but it's also nice to do lives of my own sometimes. So hey, and also when I'm always out on the go or I'm always studying, like here's the thing: when I am hosting lives, my entire attention is to you guys. I'm paying attention to the comments the best I can. I'm trying to manage music, making sure that I'm putting out quality content for you guys. I want to do right. And it's a lot of work. Typically, when I'm paneling, I'm actually doing a lot of research behind the scenes. And I can usually jump in where I'm needed or I can hang back. So that's part of why. Oh, Nick, music. Here, if you want my Spotify, I will happily get my Spotify. Let's see. Actually, before I give my Spotify, I might need to change my public username on it. Yeah. Yep, I'm gonna need to change my username. I'll happily give it a other day. Remind me during a other live. In fact, I might go and get that changed a little bit later, but hey. What kind of music do you listen to though? Um, let's see. Man, opposition tonight is really, really dwindling. It's not really even here. Let's see. Honestly, everything under the sun, I can find beauty in all music. Love that. Honestly, I'm the same exact way. I will say I do have a pretty strong preference though towards the top stuff I listen to is usually euphoric and melodic EDM. And then if I'm in more of a chill mood, I listen to lo-fi and then a little bit of pop. So those are probably the main ones I listen to, but I again can get down with just about anything. Ooh, hardstyle. Um, what is hardstyle? Is that like rave music? Because if that's what hardstyle is, I can definitely see myself being down for it. I would just need to be at a rave and really in the mood for it. So, okay. We're still dwindling in opposition. I might try and hit one final reset. Um, I know I don't go live all that often, so the algorithm kind of takes its time getting this out to the algorithm. So kind of unfortunate. Um, let's see. For the 8 people who are here, should I just keep the live going and hope that opposition comes up, or should I hit one final reset for the night? Nick says, yeah, rave music. I'm definitely think like Tomorrowland. Oh, I love Tomorrowland. Yeah, I love that stuff. Yes. Hi, Ashlyn and Raymond. How are you? Howdy. Let's see. I'm thinking we might hit one final reset for the night. Honestly, it's somewhat to be expected just because of the holiday, but at the same time, I felt like a lot of other people were kind of getting some pretty good engagement, so maybe because there's a lot of other big creators on, who knows. Either way, we'll probably hit one final reset, and from there, if we don't get anyone, maybe I'll go do some panel hopping. If you haven't followed me already, this is your time to follow. You've got probably about 15-20 seconds to hurry and do that, and then I'm gonna hit one final reset. This will probably be the last reset for the night, and hopefully we can get some good opposition finally. Alrighty. About 30 seconds left, and then we will hit that reset. Okay, see you all back here in about 10 seconds. Let's see how YouTube's doing. Welcome back. Hi, Pomegranate. Thank you for everyone who is already getting to work on getting that top left number going up. Again, higher that number goes, more TikTok will push this out to the FYP page and the algorithm. I am looking for opposition. Opposition, if you're out there, I want to know, why are trans women not women? I want your strongest arguments. I am also a little bit tired. So, hey, you might have a advantage here. Let's see. An optic. How about you get up here? Because I would argue that trans women are in fact real women. And yes, women exist. Women are real. So, hey. Dave asks, do I have any pets? Yes, I do have a pet. His name is Milo. He is my brown and black tabby. He is absolutely massive, but absolutely love that. Let's see. I am looking for opposition, not keyboard warriors. So, yeah. I know, right, Nick? It's been ages since I've been live. Like, not like I was live like 10 seconds ago, right? Let's see. Let's get some like good music on. Let's see. Yeah, non-binary Israel. Don't know what else there is to that. Hey, at least I'm the one living in reality, right? What do you mean, Dave? I don't think I was ignoring you. Did I? Oh, yeah, no, I was actually literally just answering your question in regards to me having a pet. Yeah, I do have a brown and black tabby. His name is Milo. He is my cat. He is fantastic. He is very, very, very how do I put it? He's extremely smart. He actually somewhat recently taught himself how to open doors, so it's actually been kind of funny. In fact, let me unlock my door right now and maybe he'll come in. If he tries getting a little bit too much attention, then hey. By non-binary's own logic, they can't exist. Okay, so here's the thing. So when we are talking about how the mind works and gender identity, first off, gender identity, that is going to be something that is going to be innate. That is your innate sense of self as being male, female, both or neither. This has to do directly with your neurobiology, with your physical body. With that being said, I will say there's only two sexes, male and female. I live in reality. That's a fact. But when it comes to how the brain operates in regards with its physical body, it's either going to be in alignment with the male sex or in alignment with the female sex. And for some people, sorry, like I said, it is getting late for me. When it comes to non-binary people, they may have some kind of alignment with both or neither. I'm I'll be honest, the science in that area is still ongoing, so I wouldn't have a whole lot of answers for you there. But with that being said, I can tell you that when it comes to non-binary people, they're absolutely valid in who it is that they are, and just because they have a innate sense of self that's in alignment with both or neither sexes doesn't mean that they don't exist. So nice try there. Um let's see. X, you say that I'm delusional. How about you come up and prove that? Let's have a conversation. Yasmin, how about you come up? I am looking for opposition. Opposition, please request up. There's a little let's see. Has kind of like two little people on the bottom of your screen. It's right next to where you type in comments. If you hit that and then click requests, we can actually have a conversation. You could actually make a fool out of me, of which I dare you to try. So come on, get up here. Come on, keyboard warrior. I love that. The last prime says, greetings, people of Earth. I am Optimus Prime, here to say I agree to to the prompt with my whole spark. Absolutely love that. W is for Optimus. And speaking of, there's my cat trying to open the door and come on in. He actually, oh, yep, door's open. Hey. And here he is. Let's see. Gonna say hi to everyone? Hey. That is a long hashtag. Freedom is a right to fall. Okay. Oh, thank you. I am looking for opposition. Opposition, please feel free to request up. I'm literally I'm unaliving a boredom right now. Like I'm literally he he I'm literally waiting for someone to come up here and prove me wrong that trans women are women. I want to know why they're not women. An optic. I'm gonna give you one last chance to request up and have a conversation. I'm willing to bet you won't be able to. And I already stated that I don't know way too much of the science when it comes to non-binary people, but hey, that's not my topic. My topic is why are trans women not women? So how about you come up here and actually defend your worldview? Get up here and actually speak on what is the so-called truth, because I'm willing to bet it's probably most likely your feelings. And I'm sorry, facts do not care about your feelings. Sorry, not sorry. Man, opposition is so freaking scared lately. It's like they know that facts are not on their side, and so that all they can do. Oh, thank you for the rose, Yasmin. So, literally, like, all they can really do is just like, be keyboard warriors. An optic says you won't even date a woman. Yeah, I don't, but that has nothing to do with my gender. That has more to do with my sexuality. And so, don't know what the point in even bringing that up was. So, hey, and I know plenty of other trans women who do also date women. They're lesbians. So, hey. An optic, come on. You're being a keyboard warrior at this point. Get up here. Sent you an invite. Everyone knows the invite has been sent. So either you get up here or you are going to be muted and everyone is going to know that you run. Let's see. He's now declined the invite 4 times. Let's try a 5th time. I'm just going to keep sending that invite until they're up here. Oh, decline 6th time. Come on, why are you running? Come on, get up here. 7th time. Man, they're running hard. 8th time. Got a runner, got a track star. Come on, get up here. Why are you so afraid? Man, like why? You're so in your feelings. You're so afraid to get up here. You afraid you're gonna lose? You're afraid that facts actually are not on your side? Come on. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. They're now going to be put on mute. Come on, get up here. This is the 10th time I've sent them the invite now. They just want to remain in here and be a keyboard warrior. They don't want to stand up for any of the things that they claim to believe. Oh, thank you for the heart, Yasmin. Thank you. Oh, and they declined again. Final time, and we're just gonna let them be because they can't actually stand for anything they believe in. They know that facts are not on their side. Let's see. They have been invited. Let's see if they're gonna get up here. Oh, and hi YouTube, by the way. Hope you're all doing well. For those of you who do not know, I also am now streaming on YouTube. So hey, we're live on both TikTok and YouTube right now, which I think is really, really cool. My YouTube is just Alyssa Unbothered as well. So please feel free to also follow me on YouTube if you feel so inclined. The debates and everything though is going to be happening here on TikTok. So YouTube, if you're on TikTok and if you're in opposition, or just look up Alyssa Unbothered, you'll see that we are live right now. And from there, you'll be able to actually join the panel. Let's see. Man, tonight's a boring night. We're already 15 minutes into this live and not a single lot. Like, why are they all so scared? You know what? I want everyone's best hypothesis right now. Why opposition is so scared to come up. What is your best hypothesis? Excuse me. And my cat is begging for attention now. Turkey coma, okay. That's definitely a realistic one. Thank you, Vex, for sharing the live out. Let's see. Battle says they've been getting trounced for years now. Yes. Wait, Justin, do you think that intersex is a third sex? Just curious, because the scientific community would actually disagree. We would say that um, sex is on a bimodal distribution, of which that right there is going to be a spectrum. But on that bimodal distribution, there's going to be two distinct sexes. And so, with that being said, with those, sorry, there's going to be two peaks, and on each of those peaks is going to be male or female. Of which, if you're even 1% leaning one way or another, you're going to be male or female. When we're talking about let's see. Luke says, "Wait, host, do you think XY or XX are sexes?" No, those would be chromosomes. Yeah, just how you stated that kind of had me a little bit confused. So just wanted to make sure we're on the same page. And what's the other axis? I don't know what you mean by that. If you're asking what are the other sexes, I'd say that there isn't any, because again, we are we as humans are gonochoric species, meaning that we're always going to be of one two distinct sexes, of which that has to do with our the way we reproduce. So yeah, if the two peaks would determine male or female, what is being measured on the axis? So when it comes to the axis, we're kind of talking about sexual characteristics. So within that axis, that is going to be again on a spectrum. In fact, let's see if I can bring up what the bimodal distribution looks like. It, sources. Sure. I am looking for opposition. Should he be out there? Please feel free to come up. Okay. Maybe this would be better as a let's see, display capture, game capture. Do they have a window capture? Yes, they do. Here we go. Okay. So this right here is a bimodal distribution. So again, we can see that there is a spectrum within that. Okay. And with that being said, with there being that spectrum, there's going to be two peaks. And let's say that someone was directly near the 0 point, even if they're going to be 1% one way or 1% the other way, they're going to be classified as being male or female. That's just simple biology for you. That's living in reality. I would love to see Luke. I would love to see a case in which a human did score a perfect 0 .edu.gov source from a medical institution without any government without any biased funding or anything like that. I'm willing to bet you won't be able to because again, we as humans are gonna quirk. If someone was to be a perfect 0, meaning that they literally had no gametes, no gonads, they had no testosterone or estrogen in their body, no female or male secondary sex characteristics, no external genitalia, whether or not that'd be a phallus or a vulva. I'm gonna tell you, good chance that it does not actually exist. So again, would love for you to prove me on that. Yeah, prove me wrong on that. This is someone that wouldn't be human, so the spectrum is BS. Yeah, no, I never made that claim. Oh, yay, they're actually coming up.
Yeah, I couldn't
Hi,
prove.
wait. Need your age and
33.
pronouns, please.
33 and assumed. Like judging by my voice, what are you assuming? And my name, what are you assuming?
I don't really make
I'm
assumptions.
opposition as well. I'm opposition. So what do you think
I
my
know.
pronouns would be?
I don't guess pronouns. That's why I'm asking.
I'm asking you to, and I wouldn't be offended.
Okay, I'd say deeper voice typically it would be associated with males. I'll go with he, him.
Awesome. Reckon you could do that more and more in society, like the rest of us do?
What?
Right. Anyway, I
can't
prove you wrong because you've not proven yourself right yet.
What do you mean?
What do the numbers represent? -3, -2, -1. What do they represent?
Yeah, so anything where you go
2 represent on the other axis as well.
Okay,
what are you measuring?
Yeah, if you'd give me a chance to respond, that'd be great.
Well, I've asked you 50 times in comments, like.
Yeah, I have a hard time having discussions with keyboard warriors. I'm gonna miss stuff. And give me a sec with my cat.
Are you sure it's not just with people in general?
Yeah, I don't know why you're coming off so hostile right now, so take a deep breath, please.
Do you think you're a woman? Do you think you're a woman?
I know I am. So what is your strongest argument as to why trans women aren't women, if that's what we're going to
I'm
pivot off to?
For you to prove yourself right, and then I can prove you wrong. What do
No,
these
I'm the one asking
mean?
a question. I asked the question first. I asked the question first, so answer me, why are trans women not women?
I asked the question, what do the
Hey,
numbers mean?
read the prompt. Read the prompt. What does my prompt say? What's the very first prompt up here?
I don't know. I can't read.
You can't read. The prompt literally says, why are trans women not women? Of which, right in the comments, you were literally going off about that. So I think you're completely BSing yourself right now.
No, I'm asking you to explain the bimodal distribution. But if you want me to prove you wrong, I can point you to a PMID right now, which would be 25323972.
Okay, PMID.
25323972.
Okay.
This proves that there will only ever be male and female in our sex strategy.
That's what I've been saying.
So now
that's what I've been saying.
Yeah, now you need to explain what your little bimodal distribution is pointing to.
Yeah.
If gender is a social construct.
Yeah, so right now we're talking about sex.
Shut the fuck up, himbo, you little gimp.
Are you gonna start crashing out already? How about we not crash out? That's actually kind of sad. Okay, so when it comes to the bimodal,
gimp.
Yeah. So how about you stop slurring and actually be an adult, and that we can have a actual conversation? Because
Yeah,
right now
define an
you're
adult.
about to get schooled. So with that being said,
Go ahead.
what I'm getting at with the bimodal distribution is it doesn't matter where on the spectrum you fall. It doesn't matter what DSC condition, doesn't matter what variations you may have, you will always be classified as being male or female. That's basic biology. And with that being said, we're going to be able to determine that through different characteristics, of which whatever the majority of those characteristics you have will determine if you're going to be male or female. I actually have a PMID on that as well, of
I'm
which
still
that
waiting for some metrics.
PMID is going to be um give me a sec.
I'm still
Okay,
waiting
that's
for the title for your axes. If you have masculine and feminine on each end of your axes, what are you calling that axes?
the axis. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
like
that is going to
is
just
that
be
gender
where on
expression?
where on the spectrum you're going to have based off of the the male typical traits versus
But
the
do you know
female
what?
typical traits.
Right. So that axis is traits according to you.
Sure,
Simply
yes.
traits.
Sure.
That's
Yes.
all we're calling that axis. Any particular type of trait? Is it a gendered trait? Is it a
Sex
sex
traits.
sex
Sex.
trait? Okay, so sex traits. And you think that creates a spectrum of how you can observe the sex traits?
Of
What does
which
that
again you're still going to be
and
male
what
or
does that
female.
infer about sex though?
It infers that sex is a lot more complicated than just black and white. That's reality.
Did I infer it was black and white, or am I asking you what you think that infers about sex? I didn't say it was black and white. What do you think it infers?
I literally just told you.
That it's complex, but nothing. You've not narrowed me down. You've just said it's complex. So
Yeah, of
I
which you're
still
still going
don't
to be
know what you
male or
think it
female.
infers.
Do you
And
think I
what's on the
think that
other
there's more
what's on the
than
other
two
axis then?
sexes?
So what's on the other axis? If the one going horizontal left shows male features, right shows female features, what if you go up? What's that showing? Is that age?
Give
On
me a
your
sec.
other axis, because you have a graph, which means you
What
have
are you
two
trying to
axes,
get
right?
at right now? What are you trying to get at? Are you trying to get me to say that there's more than three sexes? Are you trying, or
No,
sorry, that there are
no.
more than two
I'm
sexes? Or are
trying.
you
I'm
trying to
trying.
like
Although
what
we
do you
don't
think
seem to
that
be able
there's more
to.
than two sexes?
No, male and
Okay, so
female.
why are we even
But
arguing right now? It
because
sounds like you're
you're
just trying
saying
to
it's a
argue
bimodal. You're
of
saying it's a
which it
bimodal
is.
distribution. If you understand how graphs work, you have to be able to label your axes on the graph. You have given me one label, so that accounts for lateral movement on your graph. Now explain the height on the graph. Can you do that? What accounts for the height on your bimodal distribution graph? Because you're saying it's things that relate to whether you're male or female, like identifying markers is the lateral movement on your graph. So fantastic. What controls the height? I've asked this 15 times. Would you like a hint?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Yeah, nothing. Bimodal distribution doesn't work when you talk about sex because you are only on about male and female, and those indicators can only be male or female because
Okay.
the sex indicators are specific to sex. Human
Okay.
indicators, like the fact you have two eyes, are not relevant to your sex because all humans have that.
Okay. Point.
My point would be you saying that sex is a bimodal distribution is wrong. The PMID I gave you proves that because it proves the importance of only having two sex pathways. You're using sex features to explain gender's existence, gender being the social
I never
construct,
said that it had
sex
to do
being a
with
biological
gender.
truth.
I never said that that had to do
You
with
think you're a
gender.
woman? You think you're a woman?
I know I'm a woman.
Yeah, right. So even worse, you know you're a woman, which means you don't track logic.
Okay, so what's a woman?
An adult human female.
And what's a female?
An organism that is organized to produce large gametes.
Okay, and so let's say if I was to give you a situation in which someone was not able to produce any gametes and they were not even organized around being able to do that, such as having bilateral ovarian dysgenesis with MRKH syndrome, of which they would literally be missing the ovaries, the fallopian tubes, the uterus, and the cervix, which literally no Mullerian pathway. How can they be organized around something of which they fundamentally do not have?
So can I just confirm you clarified that this person was missing ovaries?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's how. I'm not missing ovaries. I'm not intended to have
Yeah,
them.
so how can they be organized
Yeah,
around
so
something
they're
if they
of-
do
so
not
they're
have
of
it
they're
fundamentally? Do you
organized.
think there's a hole
Organized
there?
around it means they're of the kind. Do you know what kind means? Like natural kind? If we talk biologically now, do you know what natural kind refers to?
Go for it.
No, like you don't know? So
Educate me. Sure. Educate
womankind,
me.
if I say womankind or mankind or humankind, you understand that when I say humankind, a dog would not be included.
Yeah, I understand
Yeah.
that because we don't define humans by that. We define humans by
Right,
having
so
human DNA.
okay. So if human is defined by its DNA, what do you think woman is defined by?
Being over denoting the sex that produces the large immotile gamete.
So that's woman, not female, right? You've just said.
That'd be female. Woman, if you want.
Right. So I said woman.
Yeah, so again, I'm walking you down your own line of logic right now. Of
No,
which,
you just
again,
gave me the
no,
definition
give
for
me a
female
sec.
when I asked for woman, which
Yeah,
means you understand
I,
that plenty of people misrepresent those two words.
yeah,
You
sorry.
understand that
We were
if a
talking
female
about sex.
if a
I
woman
can
calls herself
understand
female,
if we
she means the
made
same thing.
a accident right there. So, again, sorry about that. So, yeah, I asked you for your definition of woman. You said adult human female. I then asked you was a female. You said being organized around the sex that produces a large gamete. I then
said an
asked you,
organism. I said
or
an
an organism.
that's organized
Sure.
around the production of
Yes.
large gametes
Yes.
because it's not human specific, right? We could
Yep.
very easily be talking about cannabis plant.
Yep, sure. I can go with that. So, with that being said, I asked you, how can someone be organized around having something of which they fundamentally do not have? Of which, if they literally do not have ovaries, fallopian tubes, uterus, vagina, cervix, any of that, how can they be organized around that if they fundamentally do not have it?
So I think you're getting to the typical part where I didn't use the word denote, but you're trying to point out that it doesn't quite denote, right? But you're misusing, I think, the idea that trans people have put forward that denote would suddenly mean that you are not part of the kind if you
No,
don't denote
we're not even
part
talking
of
about
the thing
trans
that you're
people right
supposed to.
now.
To denote something means to refer or stand for a class of things, right?
No,
It
that's
doesn't
incorrect.
describe
Denote
the
means
current
a sign
state
or
activity.
indication of.
Yeah, it doesn't describe the current state or activity. Like, let's say if I was to discuss male now, of the an organism organized to produce small motile gametes, can you be born male?
Say that again.
Can you be born male?
Give me your definition one more time.
An organism organized around the production of small motile gametes.
Yes.
Yeah, so they don't produce their gametes until puberty when their testes descend.
Yeah, so they
So
would
they're
still
not male.
denote the
They're not
sex.
male according to you.
They would still denote the sex. So yes, it would
Male
still be
children.
male.
Oh, so they still denote even though they don't currently
Yes.
produce those small
Yep.
gametes.
Yep, that would
Yeah.
be correct.
How does that happen?
Yeah, because again, they don't produce a small motile gamete until puberty, of which it wouldn't be until puberty that they would therefore be of the sex.
Then they're finally a male. Before that, they're a what?
They would still be male because they are of or denoting the sex. So they would
what
still
was the
denote to
distinction
being
you just
male,
made?
therefore they would still be male.
So what was the distinction you made once they're able to produce their small gametes and they become male? What was
They
the
would
point
still
in that distinction?
denote. They would still denote.
Did they denote from birth?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Right. So you think, just so I can clarify things, that you're an adult human female male? Like, how does that work? How do you when you say you know you're a woman and a woman is an adult human female,
Yeah,
but
that's you
you
trying
know that you're
to
also male. So how
change
does
the
that work?
burden of proof. I'm not done going down your line of logic, and you never
Oh,
actually
I need to
explained.
I
Nope.
need to
Stop.
step
Stop.
proof.
Stop. Stop. Stop.
Okay,
Stop.
let's
Stop.
go.
Stop. Stop. So you never actually gave me how someone who literally does not have any part of the Mullerian pathway would still be a female if they literally are not organized around having large gametes. So how can
So
someone be organized around that if they're fundamentally missing the Mullerian pathway? Stop trying to slip through that. Actually answer me directly. How can someone be organized around something that they fundamentally do not have?
okay, so to me, membership of the female sex category would depend on the developmental organization, not the performance of the function.
What do you
So
mean the developmental organization? What does that include?
So in females, if when they develop from the small gamete, when they develop from small gamete and large gamete fusing, at the moment of conception, all of their body begins developing in a manner that would be organized towards the production of large gametes.
And how does it do that?
If something goes wrong, you can verify that.
And how does it do that?
What cell division?
No,
So,
how does
so
it start
sperm carries
developing around the large or the small gamete? Because I'll tell you right now, if we want to start going down gene cascades and all that, yeah, we can do that. But again, that's not going to be how we're going to be determining someone to be male or female. Because again, one, we don't test for that. We don't really do all that stuff to determine if someone's male or female. Rather, we're going to be doing that through a cluster of traits of which they have. If you're going to say that it is going to be
But we
based
didn't
on
get
the,
tested.
give me a sec. So if we're going to say that is based on the activation of the Y chromosome and the SRY gene, I would then be able to give you cases of females who literally have XY chromosomes with a positive SRY gene. They should have been considered male under your worldview, but because the
Sorry, why?
SOX9 gene and the DAX1 gene overcame the SOX9 gene, that still continued them down a female trajectory, even though they had a SRY positive chromosome, of which even then, even when it comes to people with, for instance, complete androgen insensitivity syndrome, of which they also have a active SRY gene, and they also have testes, which is going to be part of the Wolffian pathway, they, under your worldview, would be male. But because
Can
we
I ask a
don't
question real
determine
quick?
things, give me a sec. I'm gonna land my
It's a
plane here in a
clarifying
sec.
question.
I'm about to land my plane. So if we were to do it based off of your worldview, people with CAIS would be considered males, but they're not.
No.
Explain that.
So I want you to explain what you think my worldview is. Because you keep kind of putting random stuff on me that I've not even mentioned yet. I've genuinely not mentioned complete androgen insensitivity syndrome once. You have. I think a male is a male because they are born that way, and nothing they do to their body can change that.
So
At
tell
all.
me, how do we
That
determine
can be
someone's
proven.
sex?
Sorry?
How do we determine someone's sex in the absence of gametes?
In the absence of gametes, you would then karyotype, I suppose, or you would look at the reproductive anatomy observationally if there's testicles, you're pretty set that you're looking at a male, dude.
Okay, so again,
I mean,
people with
we're talking
CAIS
about
have
humans, yeah?
testicles. So would someone with
Do they?
CAIS be male?
Do they
Yeah,
have
they literally
testicles?
have internal testes.
So you're not viewing testicles, are you?
They're literally testes.
Like, you know, before, I'm not sure how far into whatever your journey.
Obviously,
your
I'm more educated than you on this topic.
I'm
You're
not on about
literally trying
education.
to
I'm
work
not
your
on
way
a-
around
I'm
this.
not on about education, sir. I'm on about testicles right now. And as a testicle owner talking to another testicle owner, you knew you had testicles, right?
I don't know what that has to do with the conversation.
Are you trying to pretend
I don't care about
that wasn't the
her
indicator for you to be male?
experience.
You don't think that meant you were male? And
Yeah,
therefore gave
I
you
know
the
that I
idea
was
that
assigned male at
you might be
birth.
trans? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I know that. But
was it your
again,
testicles you
what
didn't
we're
like?
talking about is
Was it
literally
your testicles you didn't
sex
like?
determination.
Yes.
Yeah, so again, you're trying to
Yeah. So
pivot.
so
So
how did you determine your
you're
sex?
not
Sorry?
answering my question.
How was your sex
So
determined?
how would
You've
someone
told me you're
nope,
male. How was
you're
it determined?
pivoting. You're pivoting. Stop pivoting. So how would someone with complete
Yes,
androgen
when?
insensitivity syndrome be female if they had both XY chromosomes and testes?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Complete androgen insensitivity
Prove it.
syndrome.
Prove this person exists. I don't believe you.
Yeah, here.
Oh, I just can't be asked with the pivots, Yasmin. It's cool. Oh, yo, holy shit! Who gifted me, by the way? Don't gift me. Like, gift other people. I'm sorted. Don't gift the host though.
That's fine. Okay.
They don't need it.
Okay, so Cleveland Clinic, complete androgen insensitivity syndrome. Come on.
I really hate debating computers. What do you think?
What do you mean? Why I think I talk
Like,
facts over
you have any?
feelings?
Yeah, but do you have any opinions in your head that you can, like, actually rely on, or?
Yeah, I put my opinions in facts
Oh,
and science and medicine.
just you expressly decide to bargain with biology, hoping that emotional bargains might make it change.
What
Try
do you
that with
mean?
physics. I wonder if you could just bargain for gravity to turn off.
I never
Would you be able to
bargained
start
for
floating?
that. It sounds like you're being an anti-intellectual right now. I don't like that.
Not really, not really. I get a bit confused when you say that you lean on science, you lean on facts, and then the very true reality of sex exists. The very true reality of male and female difference exists. The fact that plenty of women, Alyssa, have told you countless times that they feel threatened by males in their spaces. These are facts. You lean on science. Yeah, you
Facts
say
are
you
based
know,
on science.
you say you know you're a woman. Have you got an R value on any of the studies that you use that might point towards you being a woman? You know what an R value is in a study, right? Shows you how reliable the information is. Shows you whether it's causative or correlative. Have you got an R value on any of those studies?
Yeah, I also have statistical power
go
and
ahead.
stuff like that.
Any
Of which
those R
again,
values anywhere near one?
give me a sec. You asked for proof that the person I was talking about exists. So right here, let's see. So complete androgen insensitivity syndrome. Your body doesn't respond to androgens at all. Your external your external genitals appear female, but you do not have female sex organs, no ovaries, fallopian tubes, uterus, or vagina. People with complete androgen insensitivity syndrome are raised as girls with a female gender identity. Approximately 1 in 20,000 genetically male infants are born with complete androgen insensitivity syndrome, genetically male, meaning that they have XY chromosomes. Also, I can give you, let's see. So
So I mean,
C
all of that,
A
you're
I
just talking
S
about it.
N
You're
I
just
A.
talking about a man, right?
Oh, no,
You're
that
just
would
talking
be a
about a man.
female. That would be a female.
Where is the ova?
There is no ova.
So did you say that they have testicles,
Yes.
although undeveloped?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then do they have ovaries?
No.
Then we're talking about a male.
You cannot have testicles and ovaries, but we don't determine if someone is male or female just based off of if they have testes or ovaries.
You think the phenotypic body type overrules everything?
Not
We've
the
spoken
no,
about
I
gonadal
do it
sex.
based off
What
of
chromosomes
5
do they have? What chromosomes can you have
XY
if you're complete
chromosomes.
androgen?
They have
Right. So
male
standard
they
XY,
have testes. They
they've got
have a
testes.
estrogen dominated body. They have secondary female sex characteristics, and they're going to have external female genitalia, including a
What's the reason
vagina
they've got
and
an
a
estrogen?
vulva.
What's the reason this person has an estrogen dominant body?
Their body cannot respond to androgens, aka
What do you mean?
testosterone, so
Say
it's
what?
developed into estrogen.
So does their body produce testosterone?
Her gonads do,
And
but
you
it
said he
literally
had
goes.
testicles.
I didn't say he. I did not
Are we
say
on about
he.
someone with complete androgen insensitivity syndrome?
Yes.
Then he had testicles.
No. Give me a case in which someone with complete androgen insensitivity syndrome was going to be male. Give it. .edu .gov study, please.
How would I give it? I'm here talking to
You're
you.
the
Like
one
I said,
making the positive claim that this person would be
Go ahead.
male.
Pull it up. Show me what this person
Nope.
looks like.
Burden of proof is on you. Nice try.
You're the one that brought complete androgen insensitivity up.
Yeah, you're right, because
Again,
I said
trans
that this
people-
person would be
trans
female,
people
of which
very
even
happy to
yeah.
tokenize.
I'm
tokenize
gonna mute
intersex.
you for a sec because you're
Why
interrupting
don't
me
you?
now.
Why don't you tokenize?
So
tokenize a psychiatric.
yeah, interrupt me one more time, you're gonna be dropped. So what I was saying, why complete androgen insensitivity syndrome got brought up, is that because this person would be uncategorically female. Even within the Cleveland Clinic, they directly stated that this person would be raised as a girl, they would be assigned female, and they typically would also have a female gender identity. This would be a female, despite them having XY chromosomes and internal testes, because we don't rely on just those two to determine a person's sex. In fact, I can give you the medical textbook right now and how we determine a person's sex, and this is going to have that right literally every single time, and how we are able to assign someone as being male or female. So you are incorrect here. You are being
What about
intellectually
canine or bovine?
dishonest and being a anti-intellect right now. You get
What
that,
about canine
right?
or bovine?
Say that again.
How do we determine canine or bovine sex? Because you keep saying person's sex.
Canine
So
or
you keep
bovine
humanizing.
sex?
You keep humanizing. Yeah, you keep humanizing this, whereas sex is not a human thing. Gender, man, woman, that's the human part. Male, female applies to more than just human males, doesn't it?
I agree with that, but we're talking about humans right now.
How do we determine sex? How do we determine sex?
Yeah, how we
It's nothing
determine
to do with
sex.
the SRY. It's nothing to do with XY chromosomes because
Mm-hmm.
birds have sex, right? You can be male or female. You can be the type of bird that
We're
lays
talking
the egg,
about human sex,
right?
TSC conditions.
So specifically human. Gotcha. And now we're going to have different new ways that we can make sex determinants that have nothing to do with the rest of biology. Got you.
No, this literally has to do with human biology because we're literally talking about humans right now.
Then,
Now, sure, we can go into
we need
animal
to go
sex
back
and
to
all
that
that, but
PMID I
I'm
gave you.
gonna need to educate myself a little bit more on how we determine different animals' sexes. But we're literally talking
I
about
don't think you
humans.
do. I don't think you do. I think you need to just be very clear on how sex is determined across the
Right here.
board. You don't
Right
need
here.
you don't need to update
We
yourself.
go off of typicalities.
Secondary sex categorically.
Most people are going to be assigned a sex based off of whether or not we observe them having um a
Who
phallus,
assigns
or
it?
if they're going to have a vulva. This would be a doctor. And that is going to be
Really?
what is typically done at birth. But in the case that some
Doctors
atypical
didn't
thing
see
comes
my kid until he
forward,
was here.
we're going to go
I
based
was
off of
involved in
these
my
sex
kid 9 months before the
characteristics.
doctor saw him.
Say that
Like
again?
I made my kid 9 months before the doctors assigned anything to him. So what was he for the 9 months he was gestating in his mother?
I
Just
don't
waiting to be assigned? What were my 2 baby boys whilst they were in their mother's womb? What were they? No doctor had assigned them anything yet. What were they, Alyssa?
I don't get how they wouldn't have been assigned anything if their doctor didn't make a
No doctor
observation
had
of a
met them.
phallus or a vulva.
No doctor met them. No doctor met them, Alyssa. They gestated, each of them independently, because they're not twins, for 9 months. What were they for those 9 months?
They would have
Just
still been male or female.
non-sexed organisms?
They would have still been male or female,
So what the
but
fuck
again,
is
they're not
assigning?
assigned a sex
What has
until
assigning got
birth.
to do with this conversation? We don't assign bulls as male.
How we determine someone's sex?
Determine, not assigned. Got you.
Sure.
Right. So it's nothing to do with a doctor again, really, is it?
Sure, biology, sure.
And can you bargain with biology?
Biology works in very strict definitions, very strict categories.
Yeah, it doesn't bargain.
Yep, of which again, you're not making any kind of sense right now because again, you're still saying that some. So again, originally why I brought up complete androgen and sensitivity syndrome is under
Was to
your
tokenize
worldview.
your condition.
Nope, it's not to
Yeah.
tokenize. This is just talking about sex determination. We're talking about strict categories, of which when we're talking about strict categories and you make a claim of which I'm going to see a flaw in that, of which can be dismantled, giving you a instance of which someone with a DSC condition is going to completely bring down your own worldview. That's why it's brought
That's
up
really
because
what.
again, we're talking about facts over feelings right now, and this person, a person with CAIS, would completely bring down your worldview because under your worldview, they would be male, but someone with CAIS is going to be assigned female. And often
Right.
they're
So
mutilated at birth because people think that they should be one way or another, of which I think is completely horrible. So in
So
doing that, I'm
how is
also
this not
advocating
tokenizing?
for CAIS individuals along with other people with DSC conditions.
How isn't
So
this tokenizing?
because I'm also
So
fighting for their rights too and showing you how your own worldview
oh,
would
sure you are.
be
Sure you are.
completely wrong. And I'm sure that people with CAIS would love to know that
That
you think
are
that they are
male.
male.
They
Because you
are
think that
male.
they're male.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a positive claim right there. I was able to bring up mine
Yeah.
and give you
So
a PMID and all that, showing that they would be assigned female, that they would be raised up as
Yeah,
girls, they
you want
would
my
have
positive,
all of
you want my
that.
positive claim.
So now your positive claim is that they would be male. So give me a .edu.gov source that is going to say that someone with CAIS is going to be male. That they're going to be assigned male. I want
As I've
that
already said,
PMID right now.
as I've already said,
Give me a
I am
PMID or
on
you're
my
going to be
phone.
dropped. Give me a PMID or
You
you're
couldn't
going to be
drop your
dropped.
pants, you gimp. Is that how you're going to do it? Because you know I'm hammering you.
No, you're not
You're
hammering
going to
me
threaten
one
to
bit
drop me
because
I
now you
don't
made
have
a positive
PMID
claim.
immediately.
You made a positive claim, of which that is your positive claim is that people with CAIS is going to be male. And
So
so
I can give
now
you my
I'm asking you
premises.
to back that
I can
up
give you my
with a
premises, Alyssa.
.edu.gov. I don't care about your feelings. I want medical scientific fact right
I
now.
can give you my premises, and then
I don't want your
and then
premises. I don't do with
I
Philbros.
don't
I
have
want
the studies.
.edu .gov. Oh, so you don't have
Of course,
studies. You don't have studies. So get lost because facts don't care about your feelings. You want to bring in premises. You want to talk about how you think the world ought to be. You want to talk about your feelings. You want to talk about this, and that, of which that shows me that you are not intellectually honest. It shows me that you are a Philbro. It shows me that you are talking purely from your feelings and that you don't care about facts, science, and human lives. So get lost. And thank you for the galaxies, by the way. With that being said, that was actually kind of fun. That was my first actual good debate in a while. And the fact that it ultimately came down to, oh, I don't need to give a study. I can give you my premises, of which, sounds like you're talking about how you think the world ought to be, not how it actually is. So, that was great. With that being said, I am looking for more opposition. Let's see if we have anyone in the request box. That was great. Hey, everyone wants to say that Luke owned me, of which, again, he was literally talking about his feelings. When I asked him to give me a case of someone with complete androgen and sensitivity syndrome being male, he went like, oh, I don't need to give sources. I don't need to give you a .edu .gov source showing you that. I can just give you my premises. Yeah, I'm sorry, facts don't care about feelings. I am looking for more opposition though. Opposition, should you be out there, please feel free to come on up. Again, that was kind of fun. Opposition, please get up here. I see that there is a lot of you guys down here in the box right now. Freaking Philbro is always trying to Philbro their way out of it. Oh, and did you guys know that philosophy is a soft science? Huh? Biology, that's a hard science. Neurobiology, also a hard science. Neuropsychology, hard science. Now, I'm not saying that soft sciences don't have a place, because of course, psychology plays a really, really important role. But when you're trying to use philosophy to get your way out of something, and there's literally hard scientific evidence to prove you wrong, and you're all like, oh no, let me just give you my premises. Yeah, you lost hard, dude. Sorry, not sorry. I am looking for more opposition. Opposition, please feel free to come up here. Thank you for the heart me. Hope you all are having a good night. SB, how about you get up here? Summer, how about you? Any other gender criticals out there? It's kind of funny that all these people think that Luke won, of which, again, he can't even back up that last claim. His own worldview came down, and he tried to pivot. He tried to do all these things to try and get himself out of it. Real winner. Come on, opposition. There's like 48 people in here and no opposition in the box. I think that speaks pretty loud. Luke, keep crying. If you can give me a .edu .gov source of which is going to say that people with complete androgen and sensitivity syndrome are going to be assigned male, I'll have you back up. But until you've got that, you're going to stay there. I didn't boot him because I was losing bulk. I booted him because he made a positive claim. He was fact-checked on that positive claim. And instead of providing a source, he wanted to say, let me give you my premises. Let me give you my feelings on how this is, or how it should be. That's why he was dropped. He wasn't talking about facts. He was talking about feelings. And facts don't care about feelings. I am looking for more opposition. Hey, ops. Gender criticals, turfs, MAGA. I want to know, why are trans women not women? I want to know your strongest argument. I will say that this is a facts over feeling panel. Everything I say, I can back up with a .edu.gov source coming from a reputable medical institution, of which is also going to be he backed by some kind of scientific consensus. It's going to be peer reviewed, so on and so forth. So, hey, if you can come up here ready to go, I'd appreciate that. The fact that some of these guys are just spamming that now is hysterical. Man, no one else wants to come up. I think that actually speaks a little bit louder about who won. Really, there's no other gender criticals willing to defend their stance? None whatsoever? Come on, get up here, keyboard warriors. Let's see. Tonight's a good night, honestly. The last one was fun. He actually thought he was onto something until I called out the flaw in his line of logic. I'll take that any day. That was great. Oh, Luke actually might have a PMID. Let's see. Let's see what this PMID says, and we'll read this for everyone. Okay, so PMID 411-63677. This has nothing. Oh, let's see. Molecular pathogenesis, diagnosis, and management challenges in complete androgen insensitivity syndrome. Abstract. Complete androgen insensitivity syndrome (CAIS) is a rare X-linked X-linked recessive disorder of sex development (DSD) caused by androgen receptor (AR) gene mutation and the presence and present with female phenotypes and male chromosomal karyotypes. Primitive bipotential gonads and CAIS differentiate into testes, producing androgen and anti-Mullerian hormones. However, androgens cannot stimulate embryonic Wolffian ducts into male internal reproductive organs, owing to AR defective and hormone resistance, while AMH induces the regression of the Mullerian ducts. With the absence of a uterus, fallopian tubes. Give me a sec. Fallopian tubes and upper third of the vagina. Let's see if I can make this a little bit larger for everyone else to read. Oh, come on. Okay, hopefully that's readable for everyone. Okay. So, however, androgens cannot simulate embryonic Wolffian ducts into male internal reproductive organs, owing to HR defective and hormone resistance, while AMH induces the regression of the Mullerian ducts with absence of the uterus, fallopian tubes, and upper third of the vagina. Thus, with male sex chromosomes and testes, individuals with CAIS present with with typical female phenotype, primary amenorrhea, PA, and infertility, spontaneous thelarch during puberty, absent or sparse auxiliary pubic hair, and increase in gonadal tumors, and chiasm. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Thorough through though theoretically CAIS can be screened prenatally through a discrepancy between chromosomal karyotype and fetal external genitalia, suspected in bilateral I can't pronounce that word, hernia case with female genitalia phenotype, and considered in cases with elevated testosterone levels, but no signs of fertilization. The lack of typical syndromes brings great change to diagnose and manage endocrinological hormone assay is helpful for the identification of CAIS, which reveals normal or elevated T levels, elevated luteinizing hormones for impairment of negative feedback of T, and normal follicles stimulating hormone, which is regulated by both sex hormones and inhibin. The diagnosis of CAIS after puberty is similar to diagnostic workflow of PA with additional tests, and should be differentiated with PA relating to etiologies and other kinds of DSCs, such as Swyer syndrome, MRKH syndrome, Leydig cell hypoplasia, and several serodigenic enzymatic deficiencies. Clinical manifestations, hormonal profiles, chromosomal karyotypes, and pelvic imaging can provide comprehensive information for diagnosis. AR genes gene tests or blind capacity can be performed for different diagnosis. The management of CAIS includes gonadectomy, hormones supplementation, and psychological support and education. Although the development of molecular biology and awareness of clinical entity, more cases were reported. Diagnostics and management cases exist due to the disease-related and treatment-related stress, including the rarity, untypical clinical manifestation, and increased risk of gonadal malignancy, and the influence on psychology and on physiology and psychology. This review provides a comprehensive overview of molecular pathogenesis, pathophysics, and diagnostic evaluations, differential diagnosis and management of CAIS. Nowhere in here did it say that someone with CAIS was going to be male. Swing and a fucking miss. Man, that was great. Quote, like I said, I didn't need the source. I understand it enough to have explained it. You directly said that someone with CAIS was going to be male. Your source failed to prove that this person would be male. So again, I'm still waiting for... The projection is real. He says, okay, so you're just deliberately ignorant. No, that's not being ignorant. If anyone's being ignorant here, that would be you. Nice projection. Because I literally read through the entire study, of which was supposed to prove your claim that a person with CAIS was going to be male. It didn't say that in here. So again, still waiting. You can come up once you've been able to prove your point that people with CAIS are going to be male, of which you're not going to be able to, because again, they're assigned female. Because again, we go based off of these traits right here. Let me make this a tad bit bigger. We go based off of external genitalia, secondary sexual characteristics, gonads, chromosomes, and hormones. This comes from a textbook which is literally meant to who would be able to diagnose people with DSC conditions, and also here's the PMID directly to that textbook I'm talking about. So, tell me, how did I say that proved me wrong? His claim was that a person with CAIS was going to be a male. I never made that claim. My claim was that someone with CAIS, complete androgen insensitivity syndrome, was going to be female. Of which, again, even the Cleveland Clinic directly stated that someone with CAIS is going to be raised as a girl, aka a female. And typically they're going to have a gender identity that is in alignment with that as well. With that being said, that proved my claim. That came directly from the Cleveland Clinic. He said, oh, well, if they have XY chromosomes and they have testes, of which even in here it mentioned that they have testes, and that's his source that said that. It directly, he said because of that, they would be male. I went like, oh, so give me a .edu, .gov source that is going to prove your claim that they are going to, that people with CAIS are going to be assigned male. He gave me the source. It literally went through the criteria of which is what someone with CAIS is going to go through, and the different clinical testing that they should be doing in evaluating CAIS. That did not prove its claim. It did not state anywhere in here that someone with CAIS is going to be male. Any other opposition? Luke's still on here. Luke, you can come up once you've given a PMID proving that people with complete androgen insensitivity syndrome are going to be male, or you can say you can see it in the comments and we can get back on. Again, your claim was that people with CAIS are going to be male. I don't care about your feelings. You can't prove something just based off of premises and your feelings. I care about facts, and with your premises, you're going to need supportive evidence with that, of which I'm going to be, again, asking for .edu, .govs, and PMIDs. I asked you for that. You failed. So give me a PMID that someone with the CAIS is going to be male. How am I the one ignoring facts when I literally gave you a .edu, .gov website of which is going to show that someone with CAIS is going to be female, of which I also gave you a very credible medical institution from Cleveland, Idaho, or Iowa, I don't know, one of the two. Either way, very conservative state, of which even they say that people with CAIS is going to be female. So, yeah, no, you're the one ignoring facts. This is great. My face cam is delayed? Don't know why that is. Sorry, I can't really help that. Of Luke's study? Yes, right here. And Red Guardian, yes, I was raised Mormon. I was LDS. Luke, what's funny is I'm embarrassing you enough right now. The fact that you can't even bring up a PMID to state that that people with CAIS are going to be males. Yeah, sure, I can concede that chromosomally and gonadally maybe, but phenotypically, hormonally, and external genitalia, that's all going to be female, of which they're going to be assigned female. That's how they're going to live their life. And even at birth, they're going to be assigned female because guess what? They have a vulva and a vagina. So even there, you fail. Queen Victoria, tell me, how am I wrong? Prove it. Hi, Mark, no, how are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
Doing good. Asian pronouns, please.
I'm 33 and he, him.
33, he, him. Also, awesome. What topic do you want to discuss?
I'm just going to tell you I'm not an op. You can drop me if you want. I just wanted
Oh, that's
to
fine.
express something that was frustrating me.
Okay.
I read the study that Luke posted actually. I'm on it right now. And if anything, like from my understanding, this is just proving your point. It's explaining that people with CIS may be males, like may have male chromosomes, but they still develop completely as females, and they're still labeled as females in society. So
Exactly.
it's just so ridiculous. All you people in the comments who are like Luke W Luke, like you guys are fucking morons.
Yeah, they're just a whole bunch of anti-intellectuals. They will only side with the people who prove at who pretty much talk on their worldview, and pretty much it's pure confirmation bias. It is pure anti-intellectualism at its finest, of which is a huge issue that we're dealing with in America today. So yeah, again, that study does in fact prove my standpoint. And again, I already stated they're going to have XY chromosomes, typically associated with males. They're going to have testes, typically associated with males. But then they're going to have female secondary sex characteristics, estrogen dominated body, and a vulva
Exactly.
and vagina. Three
Luke,
of the five, they're female.
Luke, you walnut brain. They are born as female. The doctor labels them as female. They grow up in society as female. Like, what are you talking? That's literally what the study says. Chromosomally, yes, they are males, but they are literally females at birth. The doctor, they get the mommy gives birth, and the doctor is like, that's a female. Like,
Yep.
oh, Jesus Christ. Anyways, sorry, I'm just getting really annoyed here.
No, you're totally good. You're totally valid, and don't let these people get to you. Again, we know science and facts and medicine's on our side. That's why I'm not afraid to go through and read it. And I literally read the entire study, and it didn't prove his point. Nowhere in there did it say that they're going to be assigned male. So it's funny, and if these people want to keep spamming L host, by all means, I know where they stand. I know they're anti-intellectuals. That's not my problem. So they can keep doing that. I just think it's funny that they're, instead of coming up here and actually talking through it and actually having a actual intellectual conversation, they want to just keep being keyboard warriors. The only person who wants to keep coming up is Luke, of which, again, I don't do feel bros. I don't debate feelings. I debate off of science, facts, and logic. And where the actual logic using science, facts, and medicine is going to take us, that's what I go off of. I can sure maybe come up with some entire philosophical argument on how someone could be how I think it should be, but I don't do that because philosophy, soft science, neurobiology, neuropsychology, biology, all hard sciences. Now, sure, there will be times where I will talk about psychology, but even with psychology, we have a way to put some kind of objectivity to that, and so sure, I'll talk about that. I can talk about the real world implications and all that. These people can't do that. Chuck says, science is lying because they make billions. Do you know what that actually low-key makes me want to play?
Actually, the Bible is the only truth we need.
Oh, totally.
Bulk Hogan and Madman, I noticed you guys chirping in the comments. Why don't you come up and explain your understanding of the study Luke posted?
Seriously, please. I'll bring Snake up here for a moment. Snake's a friendly. How are you, Snake?
I'm okay, just stuck waiting for a bus because whole spiel of my sister basically held me up so that I couldn't get the first bus, and then there's only one an hour, so I'm sat on the side of a road waiting.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Real quick,
It's fine. It's only been 50 minutes.
Yep. I'm gonna hurry and answer a comment. I'm gonna mute you just for a sec, Snake, because your background is kind of loud. Oh, sorry. Okay, so let's see. So Anne says, answer is in your question. If trans women are just women, why did you add trans? Well, I'll tell you right now, typically day in, day out, we typically just go through our lives as just women. The reason trans is in front of that is because trans is a adjective. Trans is describing the type of woman and we are.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm just going to drop over.
Oh, thank you for coming up. So when we're talking about the adjective does not change the noun, such as like there are tall women, there are cis women, there are let's see. There are going to be white women, Asian women, stuff like that. The adjective doesn't change the noun. The only time we're typically going to really identify ourselves as being trans or cis is when we're in debate settings like we are right now, or in advocacy settings, or if we're talking about science and medicine. So that literally didn't do anything. Oh, hey, Alyssa. Yay, same name. I know. We Alyssas are amazing. Hey. So, let's see. Okay, so trans women are actual women. Again, doesn't change the noun. Just as cis women are actual women. Doesn't change the noun. Trans literally just means on the other side of, just as cis means on the same side of. So when we apply that to a adjective such as transgender or cisgender, we're talking about people whose gender identities are opposite of the sex they were assigned with at birth. from those whose gender identities were in alignment with the sex they were assigned with at birth. That is the only difference. Doesn't take away from them being woman. So yeah, kind of funny. We're still waiting for a opposition to actually come up here. Kind of crazy. Come on, ops, where are you?
Hey, Alyssa, they're not, because not are, and my source is because I made it the fuck up.
No, no. Oh my gosh. Okay, so right now we are waiting for our next op to come up. Oh yeah, totally good opposition. Snake. Hey, Bulk. Tell me how he was right. Man, I already forgot his name. That is how unmemorable he is. I think his name was Luke, if I'm remembering right. Yeah. Okay. So tell me, how exactly was he right? The study he brought up did not prove him right. Please tell me how he was right. Please.
He was right because he was right. Simple as that.
Oh yeah, because my feelings say that he's right. Right? We don't need facts. We don't need science. We just need our common sense. Right?
Yeah, he's scientifically right because, like,
Okay.
science is science, you know, and my science is my science, and you can't change my science.
Do my feelings look hurt right now, Snake?
Totally, because I'm winning this. I'm totally steamrolling you.
Yeah. So Bulk says, because he's scientifically correct, you booted him because he hurt your feelings. Ha ha ha. Yeah. So one, we already verified my feelings aren't hurt. Two, his source did not prove him correct. So how can he be scientifically correct when the science literally says he's not correct? Explain that, please. And I literally read the entire freaking study. Thank you everyone who is here, by the way. Huge shout out to Pomegranate. Red Guardian, thank you. Sonia, Vex, Solid Snake, Ashlyn Raymond. Thank you all so much for being here. And also, thank you for the people who gifted as well. I believe I got a galaxy, of which I want to say that was Pomegranate. Thank you for that. And then let's hurry and see. And then the other one went to our anti-intellect that was up here, of which thank you, by the way, because I got a good cut of that. Don't need the money, but definitely appreciate it. Okay, so I think we've gotten... so I think most of the anti-intellects have decided to run because they can't have an actual conversation. Any opposition out there, I would appreciate it if you can come up. And also, hi, TikTok. I am Alyssa Unbothered. I am a trans rights activist along with a intersectional radical feminist. I do advocacy lives, and I pretty much fight for 2S LGBTQI plus rights. I also aim to educate as many people out here. I do believe in facts over feelings, talking science, facts, and reality. I don't do well with people who just want to talk their feelings, who are Philbros, who don't actually care about any of that kind of stuff. So with that being said, I am looking to at least have some actual good debates come up. And it looks like we might have someone coming up. Let's see. Oh, nope. They are not. Okay. So, anyways, So if that interests you, please feel free to leave a follow if you're not following me already. That way you can stay up to date with anytime I go live, or even when I panel with people, it'll show a little red ring around me where you can actually see me go on debate. So if that interests you, get in here. With that being said, hey, gender criticals, TERFs, MAGA, I see you. You weren't hiding, you weren't fooling anyone. So how about, instead of being a comment warrior, a keyboard warrior, and being a MAGA conservative, gender critical TERF snowflake, how about you get up here and actually have a debate? How about you pull yourself up by the bootstraps and come take me head on?
This cat is my reaction to when gender criticals argue based on just their feelings.
They literally do. It's kind of funny. Oh, Red, I'll go ahead and bring you up. Sorry for the wait.
Oh no. Hey, I can be patient. I can be patient and pestering at the same time.
All good.
No, I mean I was having fun. Like, just, I mean, hell, every time I was talking in the chat, I'm just blowing up your algorithm, right? So.
Yep.
So no. I wanted to hold up. What did I do with my headphones? Shoot.
Uh-oh.
Well, I mean, I can do it with my speakerphone, but it's just so much better with the headphones. What did I do with them? All right. Well, I'm gonna keep going while I look for them, but because I should have found them before you let me out. Anyway, I wanted to talk with you about because I saw you in BAA's live a few nights ago where you were talking about being an ex-Mormon, and I too am an ex-Mormon. And oh, there they are. Found the headphones. I left them on top of one of my snake cages, because of course I did. Turning those on really quick. Sorry. So I want backtracking. Yeah. You being sorry, make sure I got your pronouns correct. She, her, or
Yep.
they, them?
She, her.
She, her. And you are trans? Yes?
Yep. We've talked a couple times.
Yeah, no,
Come on,
we are.
Red.
I know. I'm just making sure that I have all my thoughts in the right place before I continue, and making sure that I'm saying the right things.
You're all good.
So I also have a couple whiskeys in me because I blew up on my mom Thanksgiving dinner tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
And you as a fellow ex-Mo probably have similar frustrations and similar understandings of where my frustrations are without me having to spill them all out. And a huge part of it is because of the church's issues with LGBTQ people. I have a trans masked son, and then I also have a late trans femme sister who passed away in 2001, and a huge contention between my mom has been after my sister passed, and like that's when like the beliefs and family really started coming to a head. And now I'm approaching my my oldest is 17, about to be 18, and it's like trying to tell my mom, like, look, you're about to lose your opportunity to have a relationship with your grandson if you don't make some new choices and make some new understandings. You're gonna lose that opportunity. Like, I'm sitting here like, yeah, okay, I've been dealing with your bullshit for 41 years, but my 17-year-old's about to turn 18 to make their own choices. And they're not going to want to be in your life if you can't get on board with all of this, who they are, and have an understanding. And so, like, yeah, I lost my shit. I lost my shit with my mom tonight about all that stuff.
Sorry to hear that. I can't really blame you either. I know, especially with the new leadership in the church, it's only going to get worse, unfortunately. And
I hadn't even heard about that because I haven't been following.
yeah,
I mean, I can't imagine it got better. Like, it's not like we're about to suddenly get the, like what happened with Pope, the Pope that was so very progressive, right, for the Catholic Church. That's not something you're gonna get in the Mormon Church, not because they don't operate the same way.
yeah, they don't. Yeah, so Dalenite Jokes, that is the new president, and he's a big time transphobe, homophobe, all the phobes. And it's actually really, really sad. He also played a big role in when it came to conversion therapy, shock therapy, stuff like that. He played a role in that kind of stuff, and even not too long ago, he actually tried going to the Supreme Court, trying
Can you
to
send that stuff to me? Like, I would
yeah.
appreciate if you've got this stuff, like, hit me up in DMs specifically, because one thing, after I did have the conversation with my mom tonight, she was like, show me the receipts. She did open herself up to, like, hey, if you're saying that these things are happening, show me. And so if you could shoot that stuff to me, so that I can package it for her in something that she can read later, that would be great.
Yeah, it's again really, really sad.
Because that is one thing. Like, she like, we went at it, but we did come to a conversation at the end where she was like, okay, well, show me, give me the evidence of these things that you're talking about. And I was like, all right, I will. And I want to give her that.
Yep. So right there, this is from ABC4.
If you can DM the links, I'd
source.
appreciate it, just because I don't really have the ability to copy and paste from here. Or is that, or could I share my Discord with you?
How about you message me, and following the live, I'll send those all to you. So
that'll work. Yeah. We'll do it that
Twisted,
way.
thank you so much. That really means the world. Thank you. Yeah. Anything else you wanted to bring up, Guardian? Oh, Guardian's gone for a moment.
I just teacupped so I could send you a message, and then I just wanted to bring that up, and I wanted to connect with you as an ex-Mormon who is all up in this shit. And thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming up. I'm gonna go ahead and drop you guys down, and thank you. Take care. Alrighty, I am looking for more opposition. Opposition, please feel free to come up. Again, you do need to be 18 or older to join. This might be my last debate for tonight. Actually, Hey, I might just end it here now. We'll see. It's just about 3 in the morning where I'm at. So unless if there's any other opposition, I'm gonna start a other 5-minute timer. During this time, I do want to open my panel up to the rest of the community. If anyone wants to come up, share their story, make their voice heard, share how their holidays went, especially with family, please feel free to come up. Only if you're if you feel comfortable with it, though. The reason I like opening my panel up to the community towards the end is so that people can actually hear your guys' voices, so that they actually know the real world consequences of what is going on. So if there's anything anyone wants to let out, now is your time. We've got 5 minutes. Oh, thank you, Ren or Riley. Thank you. Ren. Okay. Or Ryan. I think it's Ryan. Am I pronouncing that correct? I know we've been friends for quite some time. But, yeah. Any friendlies, please feel free to come up. Opposition, if you want the live to go a little bit longer, up to if you want to request. Oh, looks like we've got Red Guardian coming back up.
I'll stay up as a friendly because I got nowhere else to be right now. I'm just chilling.
Alrighty.
And if somebody pays extra, I might get into character and actually go full Red Guardian for the live. I've got most of the costume with me next to me. I'm the pants and the shirt are not near me, but all the rest of it is.
Okay. Now, please, how do I pronounce your name? I feel horrible. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't feel horrible. It's like 10, but with an R. Ren.
Ren. Okay, so I did have it right the first time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ren
thank
10.
goodness.
Ren 10.
Yeah.
Love that. Anything
the most
you wanted
loyal
to...
and adorable of puppers.
Yep.
So my last name makes everyone think I'm from Raleigh. Is it New York?
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Sorry, it's been a while actually.
Is it North or South Carolina that Raleigh's in?
It's a city over there. Is there? Raleigh,
yeah, it's one of the Carolinas.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I wanted to come up and really thank Alyssa. I really appreciate the work that you do and just like studying everything. I mean, I've studied to the extent I can, but like it's yeah, you're very knowledgeable on a lot of things. I learn a lot listening to you, and it's really hard because like, you know, I hear a lot of these op panels on here and opposition. I'm old. And like I just like my adrenaline kicks and everything because it's like I feel like I have to jump in and somehow like debate my existence and like try to help people understand, you know, like I know very well my biology. Like I don't know all the terms and everything, right? But like I work really, really hard at becoming a good man. And to most of the men around me in my life, I was considered a good man. But I was never able to make it like feel right, and this part of me never went away. And as I got older and older and just kind of cared a little bit less and less about what other people thought about me, and also it just came to a head like as I became more conscious about it. Like this was not me growing up. There was no trans representation of any sort, and so I had to find it kind of on my own, and it was very confusing. And unfortunately, like I hurt a lot of people along the way trying to be that man. You know, that it didn't fit for me. It always felt like a suit. And so now I get to be me, and I just I just want to be me. Like I don't know, you want to call me a guy, a girl? Like I prefer girl. Most people in my life now at this point refer to me in feminine terms. I'm very privileged and thankful for, um, but I'm me. You know, I'm Rin. Like I don't know how to explain.
Rin, may I ask you? Oh,
It's more expansive than gender.
I was gonna say, Rin, may I ask you, what are your age and pronouns, just so I make sure I get you right, identify you correctly?
Yeah,
And
definitely.
yeah,
I'm gonna say late 30s, so I don't give myself away too much. And I like okay, so
if it makes you
definitely
feel better, I'm
like
41, so I'm already probably the oldest person in this conversation. So
oh awesome, yeah, no, you remember Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's and then
I'm
I mean,
older millennial.
yeah, well, thank you for being an ally. I really think like it's hard because I have a lot of like emotional investment, just like in my life and existence and everything I've had to go through. Like I've been through a lot to get to where I am, and I don't have all the background. Like, I mean, I don't know. I did what made me feel like I wanted to stick around, and now I do, and that's like a pretty good thing. I feel like.
I do want to say, I appreciate the thank you for being an ally sentiment, but it's not something that like I just snapped on. I was raised in a conservative, very very YT nationalist organization, dare I say a cult. And I'm sure Alyssa, yeah,
Oh my
nodding
god.
there about some of that, growing up in the Mormon household. And I had to unlearn a lot of things to be what I am now. And I'm not going to sit here and detail all the steps of my journey, but I will say, I was really fucking conservative until I started unlearning shit and deconstructing the religion, the misogyny, the racism. I deconstructed all of it uh slowly over time in
Head nodding.
pieces, right? And I want to say the transphobia was probably the last thing that I had to majorly deconstruct, and it was mostly due to my sister, who's not here anymore, who passed away in 2021, who I was the only person in her, or sorry, I'm not the only person. I was the only family member that she had that she could be her actual self with, without judgment, without criticism. She did not have
Yeah,
that
no,
anywhere
I
else in the family, and when she passed, that really launched and springboarded my advocacy. Like I was like, there was nobody else to speak for her anymore except me.
well, thank you. Yeah, that is like the thing I ask a lot of these people that that's more of my approach is like do you know anybody that's trans? Do you have anyone close in your life that's trans? And thank you for sharing that. That was like incredibly vulnerable, and I can literally only imagine. Um, but I
But
can
if
imagine
if
it's
it,
probably better
I
than
hate to
most.
put it this way, but well, I think I would still be an ally, but I don't think I would be the accomplice slash advocate that I became if I didn't lose my sister, right? Because I
Yeah,
kind of
no, that's
felt
a yeah.
like her voice became mine in a sense, or at least that the only way she would have a voice was through me, because I'm the only one in her life that took it upon themselves to carry it, to carry her torch. So um I obviously can't speak for trans people, but I do speak
Yeah,
for
yeah, no,
a trans person
that's one. I
that
mean,
you know what I mean? I do speak for at least one trans person that I feel confident that I am entitled to use her voice.
well, I was very interested in the Mormon perspective because so my best friend was also raised Mormon, and she's a trans woman, um, and so and also she's also like I don't know who's smarter actually, Alyssa or my friend Faye. Like Faye is absolutely brilliant, but like there seems to be. So I was raised very conservative Christian, um, and the first time I ever shaved my legs was the night my father passed. Like,
Oh, I got you beat. The first time I ever shaved my legs was for a swim meet.
yeah,
I was
no, that's so funny because I always like, I was like, I wanted to do swimming just so I could shave, but then I was like, no,
valid. Oh my
everyone's gonna.
god, would that not be a valid way to just like express yourself, is like, hey, I can just do this and just be like, hey, yeah, my legs are shaved because I swim.
Like, oh, swimmers get to shave their legs, right? Yeah.
No,
No,
because I
it
did.
was a very awkward
I
experience.
shaved. I shaved in high school. Like I shaved everything in high school because I was a competitive swim and water polo.
Well, this is something I bring up with like cis men a lot of the time. It's like, right, like cis men that are confident in their masculinity because their gender lines up with their body, like they can wear pink or whatever. It's the old adage, real men
Sure.
wear pink, whatever. Like, right, if you're not worried about it, you just like go about it. And frankly, I feel as if when it comes to straight men who are comfortable with themselves, they actually have no issue with trans women. Like, even if it's not their thing, they're respectful and they're just like, like, hey, cool, right on, you're not my jam. But like, they're not like rude or mean. People that go out of their way to be rude or mean have other things going on in the background, like that they haven't healed yet, and so they're like lashing out to hurt other people.
I had to turn on my camera because you said, confident straight men wear pink, and I'm like, yeah. By the way,
Pink.
look, I'm literally
Yeah, but
right now.
you would have never caught me in pink. Like I actually played professional sports like as like a man. That's so weird to say at this point. But like I remember specifically being at practice and like having all my weight leaning to one side, like with my hip kind of out, my hand on my hip. And like this was a thing. I'd catch myself doing it and I'm like, don't do that. That's how girls stand. You have to balance your weight, evenly over each foot and like with shoulder width apart. This is what was going on in the background of my head while everyone else was just being a normal person, because this was like hidden from me and I didn't really understand what was going on, but I was so scared that people would be able to see through my man facade and be like, you're a girl. And
I have a t-shirt. I have a t-shirt. I don't know if you're familiar with Red versus Blue, which is a machinima series that makes fun of Halo. It's like a mock Halo machinima series, Red versus Blue. And one of the jokes in there is that one of the red guys, because they had to use different shades of red to make the red team and different shades of blue to make the blue team. And one of the red guys is pink. His name is Private Donut. And one of the quotes from the show is, "It's not pink, it's lightish red." And I've got a t-shirt, a pink t-shirt that just says, "It's not pink, it's lightish red."
Well, okay, and I want to be respectful of Alyssa's time because I know you set a timer for 5 minutes, but
Oh,
Sure.
no, it's only okay.
is
We're
it?
going
I
into
know it's
community
late.
hour, and I don't really have a curfew tonight, so
Yay, me either. Well, because like it's so dumb.
I'm here until
Pink-
somebody tells me not to be.
Pink used to be masculine, right? You know that the whole like Roman legion, you'd get a red cape, and then like the longer you lived and didn't die on the battlefield, your cape would get bleached out by the sun, and it would eventually become pink. So the most masculine men had pink, like that was a man color, and they used to give blue to women because like red was seen as like too excitable for women. It caused too much emotion, and blue was like a calming color. So like the whole color spectrum was flipped.
And it was largely in the, I want to say, 70s and 80s where the like the toy industry really started pushing pink for girls, blue for boys. That is like where those colors really started getting driven into gender concepts.
Well, yeah, the longer I've been out and like consciously aware and accepted, you know, my lotto ticket to the trans awesomeness. Like
You know,
the
hey,
less
that's that. If you want to express it that way, that is a new way to express it. I have not heard it, and I dig it.
hey, it's a different path. I just figure I must have really kicked ass in the last life to get this card this time. But like I don't.
That's
the
cool
lo-
energy. I dig it.
I just like so one. I used to think I could clock like any trans right. It's like so easy. The more trans people I've like literally known and become friends with, all those lines are incredibly blurred. And like right when people see people and like identify them as trans, either it's because they want to be identified as transgender, or generally they're early or in their transition. These are all general statements. Please do not hold me personal. Like everyone has their own experience, but
Right.
right. So like for instance, a trans femme that's like a very femme, but like me, that has a very masculine body. The first couple years specifically were pretty jarring for the public, also for me. Like it was just, it was not what was like normal in culture or whatever. It's what people were like, oh, and it that is more difficult for people because they don't see it every day. But like I was still me, and I've always been me, and so like I've been very fortunate to be able to access care that has made me feel more comfortable in my own skin and body, and now like I don't deal with a lot of that, and again, very very thankful. I'm very super privileged that my day to day life I don't have to deal with a bunch of BS. I have had to deal with a lot of BS, and it does show up from time to time. But I've talked myself into a circle. It's late, and what time is it?
You're fine. You're fine. I think I can share something that at least tags into that. I used to make the joke, and I will absolutely say out loud, I know how.
Give me a
sorry,
sec, Red.
Handle.
So Timo, I think Timo is in kind of a rough spot right now. If anyone has anything they can contribute to them, that would definitely be
Requesting
appreciated.
for assistance, refugee assistance. Gotcha.
Yep, we'll give them probably about 5 minutes. Anything anyone can spare, please send it their way. Please continue.
yeah, I wish you the best of luck, friend. I can't do much, but I hope you do well. Um, so, in responding to Rin, I used to make the joke, and I do kind of, sorry, not kind. I do realize how offensive this joke is, on its surface, but I'm still going to share it in context. I used to make the joke, that I'm a lesbian trapped in a man's body. And then I got a better understanding of what transgender is and what being trans is, and I no longer make that joke, right? But the reality is I've always just been able to make better friends with women than with men. Like, I've always just had a more empathy and connection, and like I I don't get along with men for the most part in general in my life. I get along with more women.
Well, it's like you can totally be a man that has empathy and like compassion and is nurturing.
Right.
Like there's so many fathers that are able to do that, and
Yeah.
like men that do that. Our culture says this is where. Oh, you brought me back to my point. Yay! It's that like
Yeah.
gender norms
Yeah.
are bullshit. Like people
Yeah.
are human beings, and like go be a good person and like be real.
Right. And that's what I don't make the joke anymore like that, but I do reflect on it in the sense that it was accurate in as much as the fact that like I just have always had more of an empathetic connection with other women than I have with other men. And so that's why I would make the joke lesbian trapped in a man's body, because communally I fit in better with the women.
From Syria, refugee needy help my family.
Yes.
Again, if you guys can
live.
help them out, please do.
Yeah, I do not. I am barely bubblegum and duct tape, which I'm thankful
Yeah.
for, and I'm really hopeful that there are folks that are in positions where they may have a little bit of excess, and recognize that and allocate it appropriately.
I am tight at the moment. I wish I could help.
Yeah. Let me try something. Snake.
Hello.
Hey, Snake.
How is everyone?
Doing good. Yeah. So I can't really gift on my main account. I don't know why it won't let me do that on the PC. And then my backup account, I gave everything I had on that one, so yeah.
Alyssa, do you know much about Fafahine?
I've done a little bit. I know Dr. Jalbel sent me a little bit on him. I still have more research to do. So I'm not really at a point where I really feel comfortable talking about that culture, but I have done a little bit. So
Yeah, no, very, very interesting, right? Like, generally, as far as I know, which I'm, ignorance, I guess, is something that I deal with. But, you know, they like were raised by their parents according to the needs of the family, right? And like different tasks are spread out based on gender roles, gender norms. And so like if you had all sons, you had like you had 5 boys or whatever, like you need someone to do quote unquote the female role stuff, so they assign someone. But like when you turn 18, you're released and you can go.
Bye. Thank you for coming up. Best of luck.
Good luck, dude.
Yeah.
It's funny that you mentioned that because so in my house, since I separated from my ex-wife, which has been that was in 2018. So for the last 7 years, and my oldest is now 17, my trans mask son that I mentioned. So in this house, it has been me, my 17-year-old, and my now 12-year-old.
I can't. Everything
Just
okay?
we all got to take care of the house. There's no gender roles here. We all just got to take care of the house. Period.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. Right?
Oh,
And
no one's
forcing
come to
someone to wear
relieve
a
you?
dress because they're washing dishes seems kind of
You're kidding me.
ridiculous.
Management here is telling me that
and honestly, just getting them to clean their fucking rooms, man. Because I'm
Remind me where you're
dealing with
at?
teenagers here. That's not a gendered issue.
Oh,
I'm
I
dealing
had
with
you at JB
teenagers.
Hunt today, right?
Oh my god,
Yeah,
get me to clean my room, would you? Life is rough, and generally,
I think you
if
should
my
be
kid's
okay.
having
You're at
trouble,
the
I'm just
office, right?
I don't know. That's on me, right? Like
Yep, you're good to go
I
home.
can't be mad at my kid because there's things that
Yep.
Like if you're just like providing a
Yep,
great
thank
example
you.
and your
Bye.
house is always buttoned up. But also I feel like messiness can be associated with creativity. Like it's not always bad. Like is it like dirty is a different thing. Like if there's garbage and mold, like that's a different thing. But if it's just like messy,
I just try to make sure it doesn't constantly look like a tornado went through the house. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean.
well, yeah, no, our home, that's something right? It's our special sanctuary space. In fact, that's something I really admire about Alyssa is your space just looks so awesome. I don't know if that's a fake background or really your space, but
back here? This is really my space. This is my bed.
Yeah, you've got the backlit. I had that at my old place, and I moved into my new place, and it's been a go.
Also, y'all want to see one of my babies?
Like that again. So nice.
Oh yeah, let's see him.
What kind of baby?
This is S'more.
Oh my gosh, it's a snake.
Cool.
Ah!
Her name is S'more.
She's pretty. She looks like a s'more. She's a toasted marshmallow.
Oh.
What kind of snake?
She is a royal, or colloquially known as a ball python. Royal python or ball python. And she is a piebald, a pied morph. So that's why she's got the the patterns, but then the pattern just stops and it goes all white. And then the pattern picks up again. She's pied, yes. She's pied.
Sorry, I'm like a fifth grader. Cute. She's very cute.
Yeah.
She is one of 15 snakes in this house. I actually breed pythons. Do you want to see what a mama about to give birth looks like? Because I can show you a mama, and I can also show you some babies. I got some brand new babies.
Snakes. It had to be snakes.
Yes, it did. But I would love to show off my big mama, who is about to give birth to some eggies. Hey there. Hey, yeah. Hi. Hi. Hello.
Here's my son in the background.
I was like, what was that a hand? What was that? Oh my god, yay!
This is full-grown adult mama.
Oh my god.
She's already given one clutch. She's about to drop her second clutch very soon of her lifetime. So she has given birth before, but she's about to give birth again.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so how many snakes do you have?
15 total, including the babies. I'll show you one of the babies here. I don't want to take up all the time with snakes, but I'll show you one of the babies, especially since, yeah, this girl is, hello. Here's one of the babies that I got right now. This is from a different mama. 15 total, including the babies. I'll show you one of the babies here. I don't want to take up all the time with snakes, but I'll show you one of the babies, especially since, yeah, this girl.
And
Oh, wait, there we go.
You said I caught you were a parent. You have a trans child, trans son.
Yes. And breeding the snakes is something that we started doing together when their mom and I separated. Me and the boys just kind of like, because their mom was like, no, snakes, hell no, can't have snakes in the house. And then one day we were just at the pet store and my son was like, just saw a snake, and we still have that snake that I'm referring to. I can grab him. The one that we found in the pet store as a baby, where my son was just like, "Oh, Dad, we gotta have this," and I was like, "Okay, well, your mom's not around to say no anymore, so yeah, let's do this." And then we just like, as a father-son thing between me and the boys, it ended up becoming just like we started breeding them together, like just as a hobby. And the little baby that we found 7 years ago, that became like our first little like, hey, we're gonna start doing snakes, and he was just a little baby like the one I showed you. This is him now. This is Loki, the first snake that we got together. And he is now 7 years old. So, yeah, it just became our thing. We just started snaking together as something that they could do with Dad that they couldn't do with Mom. You know?
Snaking. That's a new term. I have not heard that one yet.
I just made it up.
So that's like okay. Well, that's a topic I guess I could potentially share. Is like I have a child, and that like plays into the whole being a man to the best I could be. But like there was like a calculated decision that I made in my 20s that I could never I couldn't afford to freeze any, I don't know if I can even say it here, but I don't know if I could freeze it. So like there was a very calculated decision that like I couldn't transition, and frankly, the best I could have ever hoped for was with my partner getting to a point that I could like tell them about this part of me, and like behind closed doors I could get like, that was my world. That was my whole like best case scenario. Well, as you can imagine, there probably was a little bit of a disconnect in the relationship. She ended up going a different way, and it's incredibly difficult because it's like I picked someone that I definitely thought I was going to be spending my life with, but also I had this part of me that like, and it was totally unfair to her on like that level. Like she didn't know this about me. Like, right? Like I knew
Rin,
it,
can I interrupt you very briefly, really quick? Because somebody in the chat, Twisted Brady's, said that that I look like David Harbour, and I want to go ahead and reward that recognition, because there's a reason why my name is the Red Guardian. Because I am the Red Guardian. I am the IRL, in-person, leftist leader of the New Avengers, from the comic books to your TikTok. I am the Red Guardian.
Yay! I haven't been in comic books for a while, but yay, that's pretty cool. Do you
So yeah, well, breaking character, obviously. If you are not familiar, the Red Guardian was introduced in the MCU in the Black Widow movie, and then most recently was in Thunderbolts, which is asterisk the New Avengers. So yeah,
I'm a total nerd.
I actually do cosplay as this character. I've even shown up. I actually went to No Kings in full Red Guardian costume.
Yes. Well, don't give your secret identity away here on the internet, Red Guardian.
This is Red Guardian TikTok. This is the Red Guardian TikTok. See? Here we are.
Be safe.
But no, I really wanted to just reward the person who recognized, like, you look like David Harbour. Like, you caught it. But yeah. Oh, those were my headphones.
So, like, that was something, is I always wanted to, frankly, do cosplay. LARPing, I think, actually looks really cool. I always wanted to play D&D, but, like, I was also really into theater and computer, and those were, like, things I didn't really get to pursue because they didn't make Dad happy or whatever. But I got, like, really good at sports, and I played a sport, and I became a professional athlete, and he was, like, super proud of me for that. But, like, so, like, no one ever invited me to play D&D because I was, like, an athlete, right? Well, I'm starting my first D&D campaign coming up, and I'm really excited.
I am super proud of you. That's awesome. I actually do. I'm a professional DM. That's what I do for. Well, not for a living. What I do for a living is I'm a disabled veteran. I suck on your tax dollars for a living. So thank you for my service. But no, I do pro D&D stuff, and I actually have streaming. I'm working on a new actual play, so hoping to bring that to my YouTube soon. Working on a brand new actual play. I've done several campaigns in the past, but from different genres. I did 2 seasons of Cyber Knights, which was a cyberpunk actual play, and then several different D&D campaigns, but like every D&D campaign, it got off the ground and then it fell to the floor. So I'm hoping to get this next one off from the ground up and finish a campaign in an actual play for once, because I've only been able to do it with Cyberpunk so far. I have not managed to get a D&D actual play from start to finish.
I love Cyberpunk too. That's so cool.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys for coming up and spending some time. I am going to start bringing this live to an end. Thank you, every single person who was here. It really means the world. We had one really intense but good debate tonight. Unfortunately, he couldn't back up his position with any facts. He was in his feelings, so other than that, that's kind of where we were. No other real opposition, though. After that, had a good time just hanging out with some of our friendlies up here, and yeah, for those of you who are not following, please sure to leave a follow, and TikTok. Be sure to, or sorry, YouTube. be sure to like and subscribe, especially if you want to stay up to date for all future lives. And also be sure to come and find me on TikTok, Alyssa Unbothered. Same stuff over here. And with that being said, I hope you all have a good night. Keep educating yourselves, keep being amazing, and I hope you all have a good night.